Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, Tim, this is the first time I can say this in over 7 months. It's NFL Sunday and the games actually matter. Because we did have a couple NFL Sundays. There were preseasons, but they didn't, But football is back. We have a full NFL slate. We have a full baseball slate as well, which we will be talking about because everybody's going to be paying attention to the NFL today. So we'll probably find some really nice soft lines in the MLB. So that's fun there. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, let's take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong. World Sports Betting. Overall, for me, it was a crazy day because I ended up having 35 plays yesterday. And at the end of all of that, I finished down 0.92 units. It's just crazy how you can have that many plays and then finish within a unit of plus minus. For me yesterday, football was good. Baseball killed my day. Tampa Bay, Baltimore under 7.5. I lost that in the top of the ninth. One team scores 1 run and I still lose it, which is frustrating there. Tigers money line was a winner. The over 8 was not. I forgot even with the taxed Oakland bullpen, we're relying on Detroit offense. So that was fun there. I was wrong. Quintana was not vulnerable yesterday. The Mets win 4-0. I lose the team total over. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. The Phillies run line was a loser. Actually, they play today, and that's an interesting line today. The Phillies are minus 127, I think, on the road against the Miami Marlins today, which I know a lot of people are going to think that's a trap. It's Seth Johnson on the mound for Philadelphia making his MLB debut. We'll get into that when we get into baseball. Milwaukee run line, cow. That's all I got to say about that one there. I felt really good for about less than half an inning on the White Sox first 5 in full game. It was 2-0 at mid-1. And then Boston puts up 4 in the bottom of the first inning because that's just what makes sense. The team that couldn't hit a lick versus lefties puts up 4 versus a pretty decent lefty in the first inning. So that was annoying there. First 5 full game, loser. I want to say thank you to the Toronto Blue Jays as they beat the Braves. I win the first 5 plus 130. The Braves are now a game behind the Mets. A game and a half behind the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks starting to slip. They lost 11-5 to the Astros yesterday. And I saw an interesting tweet for tonight's Sunday Night Baseball game. It'll probably be the most important game that Justin Verlander has pitched for the Mets since they've signed him.
That's hilarious. I love that.
San Francisco, San Diego, under 7 was a loser. I thought for a second I can get a push, which was crazy because I think it was 4-3 in the 5th, which was push. And then the Giants scored 2 in the top of the 9th to kill the push. And then the Cleveland Guardians, Gavin Williams got lit up yesterday for 6 in the first inning. So 3-8 down 5.85 units in baseball. That was not fun yesterday, but football was. Because the CFL, I know we were looking at all at college football yesterday. CFL, though, I go 5-1 in those 3 games. Ottawa Red Blacks money line in the over, winner. Winnipeg spread and the over, winner got hooked on the loser there on the over 47.5. It finishes at 27-21 or 27-21. No, 26-21. Blue Bombers was the result from that game there. Elks team total over, winner, full game over, winner there. So 5-1 up 3.85 units in CFL. At one point in the CFL, I was down 26 units. I'm now down a little bit less than 11. So working my way back to the black like I did last year in the CFL, and it's good weeks like that. We're at the part of the CFL season where last year I made a lot of money because I basically just auto bet overs in basically every game, and they kept hitting. So I'm going to keep doing that probably. You'll probably see me bet every single over for the next few weeks in the CFL because offenses are finally starting to click, and we're seeing games go over the total. College football had 18 plays. I'm mad because I crossed off like 5 plays, and they would have gone, I think, 4-1 or something like that. Actually, those regressed actually towards the end because the over in the Bama game wouldn't have hit. NC State definitely, and Western Michigan wouldn't have. But I had the over 60.5 with Syracuse and Georgia Tech, which lost. It got interesting at the end there. I had Syracuse written down and crossed them out. Arkansas, Oklahoma State, over 61.5, never in doubt. They kick kicks a field goal as time expires in order to force overtime. I know you got your cover with Okie State, right, Tim?
I was about to say that was a never in doubt cover.
Yeah. Tulane plus 8.5. They could have easily won that game outright, but I'll take the cover. Good teams win, great teams cover. Pitt Panthers, what a comeback for them there. They were down 27-6 late in the third. They ended up winning 28-27. The over does come up short in that Pitt Cincy game, though. Over 62.5 was a loser. Michigan was an absolute stupid mistake. I took them plus 7.5. They come nowhere close. I'm assuming you saw this one yesterday, Tim. How about the Huskies of Northern Illinois?
I've already marked my Notre Dame to win the Natty Futures dead.
Notre Dame was never winning a national championship, but plus 28, they went outright. The Gamecocks, plus 9.5, South Carolina, went outright by 25 points. We were watching that during the pregame show for Pirate Radio, and Clip kept saying, I watched basically this entire game. This is one of the most ridiculous games because it was basically the way I described it was 2 homeless people throwing rocks at each other, watching those 2 offenses go.
Which one?
Kentucky and South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, I think he said Kentucky ran the ball 11 times in a row. Virginia Tech minus 19.5 comes up short. They win by, I think, 17. FIU, the Golden Panthers, dominate the Chippewas and cover the plus 5.5 easily as they went outright. South Alabama comes up short. Sam Houston State plus 22.5 gets blown out. UL Monroe plus 11.5 wins outright. Virginia Cavaliers money line never in doubt. The Fighting Illini win outright against 19th ranked Kansas plus 4.5 winner there. Clemson Tigers, what a cakewalk! If only they were all that easy. Up 35-0 in the first quarter, ended up winning, I think, 66-20, minus 16.5 winner, and then lost my last 2 of the night. The Red Raiders and the Ducks do not win and do not cover. The Ducks won, but they did not cover there. So 10-8, up 1.08 units in college football. Overall, 18-17, down 0.92 units.
I had a good day. I had a profitable day. I don't know how big of a profitable day does it show me on CapperTek. It doesn't show you for single days on CapperTek, which is a little bit annoying. But I was up a little bit. I started off the day with some Counter-Strike action, had 2 plus 175s. One of them won, one of them lost, so plus 0.75 on those. And then for CapperTek, I do more than a unit. I'm just because I like to kind of play around. Texas was a nice winner. Them and Tennessee I put up early. Both of them beat line movements on. Both of them blowout winners. Kansas State was a loser, a mistake. I thought they were better. Penn State, I don't know what they were doing. The over in Cincy game did not get there. Oklahoma State minus 7.5. Never have I ever hit a minus 7.5 winner in overtime. So that was the first. That was nice. Syracuse was a winner. Both national money lines. They sweep the doubleheader. So that was really nice to see. Plus 104, plus 125. Cubs were a loser. UNC couldn't cover a spread versus the Community College of UNC Charlotte. The under in the Baylor game was a winner. I added Maryland late. They lost outright. Texas State was my favorite play of the day. And boy, I'm happy that was my favorite play of the day because that was a blowout victory versus UTSA. Once again, watch out for Texas State. Baltimore run line, loser. Detroit Tigers, winner. Philly run line. I had way too much on that one. The over in the Arizona game was a winner. The Pirates of East Carolina, 2-0 for the first time since 2012. With
16.
2016.
Where they went 3-9.
It's not the point. Nice winner there. Nevada was a loser. Alabama loser. I had Wake Forest. That was rough. But I did have Milwaukee. That was a nice winner. I had 2 units on Milwaukee. Kansas City money line was a nice winner. Seattle was a loser. The Toronto Blue Jays helping out the New York Mets with that one. Nice winner there, plus 141. Tennessee minus 7.5, blowout winner there. Nebraska minus 7, blowout winner there. My other big money bet yesterday in college football was a disaster with App State. Texas Tech was a loser. Oregon was a loser. Arizona State was a nice winner. That was a 2-unit play at the end of the night. And Utah State gets blown out. I thought it was going to be a bad spot for USC, and in fact, was not. Up slightly yesterday, so can't complain. If you guys want all the plays that we bet, CapperTek, I'll put that link in the chat. All of my NFL plays are already up there. All you got to do, follow, and you get a free play. You get 3 weeks worth of plays.
There you go. Yeah, I don't have too much football coming into today. I have a couple spots that I have circled that I would like to add, that I think I'm going to add, but I haven't moved on too much so far.
Okay. Skull. Yes, Skull today.
No.
Jays won. Yes, they did. It was nice. Stupid O's and Phillies sold. Yeah. Cashed hard on the Rays, Jays, and Giants over. There you go. Chris Flexen Day. Yes, I may or may not have my biggest play of my day on that Chris Flexen game. I might have 3 units on it. Because happy Chris Flexen Day. No cash yesterday. Good for you. Corbin Day. It is Corbin Day. Today is low-hanging fruit Sunday. Do I have some huge upsets and big dogs today? Get it, Bailey. NFL Sunday, yes. Jaguars. Probably not going to touch that again. Brewers, Yankees, Mariners, parlay. I'm not going to talk you off the Mariners. Yankees, I could see. Brewers, I could see. Redskins have a chance today? I think so.
I don't know. Maybe the Commanders.
Next, stop it. Don't do that. I warned everyone that Swellenbach was a fraud. His performance last night was real Bach.
Yeah, I mean, I faded him yesterday, but he's been a bet-on pitcher for me.
He was making a pun with his. Anyways, 8.5 scores, 6-3 Padres. By the way, can I just point out yesterday in terms of the NL playoff picture was beautiful. Mets win, D-backs lose, Padres lose, Braves lose, Phillies lose. Just a beautiful day for the NL playoff picture. Anyways,
yes.
Giants won. I said that game was the I wish I bet it too. The easy under.
Yeah, I know. I felt terrible after I hit the bet button for that play, but I had to ride with it.
Yeah. We got a bunch of cash cows today. Do we know?
Do we know?
Mets are hot. Mets are the hottest team in baseball. That they are. Too many people dipping their toes into too many sports. It's impossible to cap this many teams. It's not. We've been doing it for a while. All my parlays made it O's and Philly. Yeah. I lost my under in the Texas game by a point. Yeah, I know. I was with Lenny when that happened. He got a push on his. College football and basketball is too overwhelming for me. Not a chance I have brain power to focus on that many athletes. Well, I feel like I have enough, so I do it. So Tim made some plus money with the Jays. Yes, I'm happy with the Jays. Getting it done for me. One of, if not, these teams are winning outright today. Patriots, Jaguars, Rams. I like the Patriots and I like the Rams today.
Yeah, I kind of like the Patriots. That's a team that I'd like to add to my card today.
There's the CapperTek. Make sure you guys go over and follow it. I tried watching Utah State last night. It's the most boring product ever. What ended up being the final score of that game?
48-0.
48-0. Fascinating. I was on Utah State, so that was nice. So much money is bet on football. It's insane. Happy Detroit Lion Day. Just one Lion.
Yes,
not
let's
all
go Lions today. I do have the Lions later. We'll talk about that.
Where's Lenny? He's right there. Broncos are also a nice dog. Broncos could be interesting, but we'll talk about them in a minute.
That's not a dog I'm interested in particularly. But by the way, I ended up giving in to him. I joined the Cappers contest. I
didn't.
Yeah, I gave in and did it. So, but were you ready to talk some football?
Yeah, sure.
Let's click there. Boom. We've yet to put a play up on the site, Tim.
Because we disagreed on the first two games.
And we didn't like any totals. And both primetime games have gone over so far. So I'm glad we stayed off those totals.
Me too.
In those spots. Let's get into it here. First game of the day. The Miami Dolphins are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This line opened up on May 14th. A lot of these games did open up at May 14th. It opened up at a 5. On May the 16th, it was down to a 3.5. And then on August 26th, it was still a 3.5. It goes down to a 3, and then back up to a 3.5. It did touch 4 a little bit this morning, and then there was some buyback on Jacksonville to bring it back to the 3.5. So we do have a 1.5 line movement since the opening line. Since September, it's been a 0.5 point line movement towards Miami. So kind of an interesting line history for this game here. Line opened up on May 16th at 49. On August the 8th, it was 48. And then on September the 1st, it was 49.5, and we still have 49.5. So still, it's been a 0.5 point line movement towards the over, and it's been about a 1.5 line movement towards Jacksonville in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow. We have 46% of the tickets and 53% of the cash is on these Miami Dolphins. 77% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the over in this game. Let's take a look at these two teams. Obviously, last year, a tale of two halves for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a rough end to the year for Jacksonville last year, as I believe they started, 9-2 or something like that, and then rattled off.
The Jaguars?
Yeah, the Jaguars started off really well last year, and then they lost 5 of their last 6 games. Their only win was a 26-0 win against Carolina in their last 6 games.
They started off 6-2.
6-2, my bad, 6-2, and they completely fell apart in the second half of the year. On the flip side, Miami, they have lost 3 games in a row heading into this. Granted that it was, last year we're talking about as well. They lost to Baltimore 56-19. They lost to Buffalo 21-14 on the last day of the regular season. And that with that loss on the last day of regular season, it landed them in Arrowhead for the wild card round, where they lose 26-7 in a game that I believe you couldn't even have a beer at because it would freeze.
Yeah.
And those Dolphins don't like the cold. Luckily for them, we're in Miami, and it is September, so it's not cold there whatsoever.
It's not cold anywhere.
I have no interest in this game personally. The Dolphins went 11-6 last year. And the Jaguars went 9-8. I think the Jaguars and the Colts are going to threaten Houston for the division this year. And I'm not high on Houston. We'll get into that in a little bit. I have no interest in this game for me personally. The only way I would look in this game is taking the points with the Jaguars, but I'm going to start off the NFL season with a pass.
I will say 3.5 do normally lead me towards the favorite.
However, yeah.
I want to kind of take it easy in week 1. And as I say that, I'm looking at what I have for today. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 7 plays. Nothing really in this game. For a while, I looked at this one and went, Jacksonville could be interesting. But I'm not super high on Jacksonville. I think Miami. It's either Miami's going to go like 13-4 or like 12-5 or something, win the division, have a big year, or they're going to miss the playoffs altogether. I don't really see anything in between. Hawk Tua got his extension, so we'll see how he plays with that. But so did Sunshine. So for Jacksonville, so we got 2 quarterbacks that just got extensions. I want to see how this one plays out. Maybe an over. I think that you can get a high flying game in this one. 49.5 is a little bit high. I may get to the over later on, but I'm going to be on nothing to start off this one.
Adam Schefter just put out a report, and it's funny we're talking about this game when he did. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill has been detained by the police today, entering the stadium for a driving violation per his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. But Rosenhaus says Hill will play today. He was arrested before the game started, but he will play today.
All right, I'm going to add a play to my card of Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown and 2+ touchdowns. I'm going to take his over receiving. I'm going to jump on some Tyreek Hill props. Nick, go through the chat. I'm going to pull up what the numbers are on the Tyreek Hill props.
Fair. Let's get into
interesting though.
Yeah. There we go. Lions money line. Yeah, I laid the 4.5. We'll talk about that later. Making moves. Yeah. Lions are going to be good this year. Watch out, people. There you go. Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown from Roberts. Make like the last year video was crazy funny. Jags money line and Lawrence 225 plus passing yards. I can see that. Dolphins minus 3.5 for Robert. Jags in the over for Behedity. Way too much public on Miami in the over. Yeah, I'm not interested in the total, but I could see Jacksonville covering. Tua over 270.5 passing yards. I do have Tua as my quarterback on fantasy. That's one thing there. Jags money line over 49.5. 27-26 score prediction. I might even like the under more. Fair. First game, everybody gonna have good energy. Everybody flying and talking about. Yeah, but in the past, obviously, we haven't seen it for the first 2 games. Unders have been really solid in week 1 for the NFL. Is one thing that we got to keep in mind. I'm not interested in this under because I could see it going over, but not a game I'm getting involved with there. This could be the most bet over the day. What could potentially go wrong? Is it? We'll see. Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm looking at Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned the TD prop. There you go. But we'll move on.
By the way, I'm I am going to bet it. Jacksonville and Dolphins over 49.5. Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown minus 125. Tyreek Hill 2+ touchdowns plus 330.
There you go. We'll get into the next matchup here. We get the Dirty Birds of the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Minus 3.5 for these Falcons. Total of 42. This opened up on May 16th. I think May 16th is when all these lines open on BetOnline. It opened up with the Falcons as minus 3-point favorites. It got down to a 2. And then it bounced back and forth between 2.5 and 3 before on the 6th, it got up to a 3.5. And now we're seeing 4s with the Falcons in this game here. Line opened up at a 43, and it got down to a 41 at one point, got back up to a 43, and now we're seeing 42s. So we have a point line movement towards the under in this game, and we have a 1 point line movement towards the Atlanta Falcons in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, where I think this may be the first ad of the card for me. Oh, wow. 82% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this line's gone from a 3 to a 4 within the last couple days here. This may be Falcons. This may be a Falcons play, actually, and the under. 14% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the under. And the line's moved towards the under here. So sharp money on this under, line moving towards it. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers, where with the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, it is death, taxes, and a winning record. They went 10-7 last year. They got the 7th seed in the playoffs. They get blown out by the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round. On the flip side, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Last year, they finished with a record of 7-10. And in the offseason, they pick up Kirk Cousins and they draft Michael Penix Jr. It was a very confusing offseason for the Atlanta Falcons. I do expect them to be an improved team, but this is still the Falcons we're talking about. I don't trust the Falcons. Atlanta finished off the season with back-to-back losses in Chicago and in New Orleans to end the year. They lose 4 of their last 5 games on their way to the 7-10 record. Pittsburgh finished off the year with 3 straight wins to end the year. They beat Cincinnati 34-11. They beat Seattle 30-23, and they beat Baltimore 17-10. They get rid of Kenny Pickett, and they bring in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for their quarterback situation. Russell Wilson will be starting game number 1. Steelers country, let's ride. And for this game, for me, it's a bunch of unknowns. And the one thing we do know is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in the beginning of the season is going to be elite. Like this is a defense that we know is going to be able to shut teams down. And this Atlanta team, I'm expecting them to be a pretty decent defensive team as well. I think this line move towards the under tells you a little bit of something here. And I think this is going to be my first ad of the day, because I'm going to go ahead and I can get 42.5 here for the total. I'm going to grab this under. I'm going to grab under 42.5 in this game between Pittsburgh and Atlanta.
I'm not going to touch this game. I wish you the best of luck. I'm not high on either of these two teams. I think Atlanta's way overhyped. I think Tampa Bay wins the division. I know you think somebody else. We'll talk about them in a minute. And then Pittsburgh, I personally have a head-to-head bet, futures bet with somebody from my work who's a big Steelers fan. $50, so something just a small little futures bet with him. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers finishing 3rd or 4th in the division. He's got 1st and 2nd. So I'm hoping I could really realistically see this one be a 16-13 type of game. I would lean towards Pittsburgh to cover, but I don't feel like I need to get involved.
I don't trust Russell Wilson.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
Maybe
under 42.5 to be minus 110.
I don't feel the need to. Falcons money line. Can you grab the point? Minus the points. One money line's expensive. Steelers have nothing good. I agree. Falcons smash. I hope so. Tim, you can get Hill touchdown. I don't have any money on FanDuel right now. So if I got a bad line, I got a bad line. It is what it is. Pass. Maybe total under 42 is a good option.
Yep, I got 42.5 for the total.
Maybe even Pittsburgh team total under.
It's not a bad look. The markets are telling me that the Falcons win and cover this game. So But yeah, I mean, I personally would like the Falcons to lose games because I have a division future for a different team in this division, and I think the Falcons are the biggest threat for the division.
I know. Yeah, I got that. Was because Russ was out. Now he's questionable.
Honestly, I would feel more nervous about my under with Justin Fields.
Correct, because I feel like he's going to have a lot more high tempo offense. I wonder which sport's going to crash first. We'll find out. FanDuel most likely. So much sports going on today. U.S. Open final to do. Skinner, an easy parlay piece if you want to boost. There you go. I don't do tennis personally, but if anybody does, there you go. Timmy pass. Falcons money line. I want to add a future with me to the Steelers. Been my team. I'll bet $50. What you want the same bet as the guy from my work that you get first and second place in the division. I get third and fourth. I'll take that with you for sure. Let me know. I like the Steelers. Ain't no way Tampa Bay winning the division. Okay. That's fine.
I think me and you can agree on one thing though with the NFC South. I know what team isn't winning the division.
The Saints.
New Orleans ain't winning the division.
New Orleans is not winning the division. No.
They're finishing last. We'll get into that.
Correct. But not today. After the shooting, Atlanta needs something good.
That's right.
12-5 incoming season for Pittsburgh. No, I don't think so.
No, they'll be 8. They'll be 9-8.
No, Russ is starting. No, Russ Fields starting.
Oh shit. Okay.
Can I take a Justin Fields interception? TJ Watt sack play of the day -180. That's expensive. Good luck today, all you two-stop Geo. Wilson interception. Or, well, he's not playing, so. You like Fields more. I feel like Fields could be a little bit more of an interesting player.
Fields is more of a wild card because he doesn't scare me offensively. He scares me with throwing interceptions.
I agree with this. Steelers bettors want the spread, not the money line. I agree.
I can see a 3-point Falcons win. Yes.
Damn, that video of Tyreek is crazy. All kittens playing today. Bengals, Panthers, Jags. I disagree with the Bengals, but we'll talk about them in a minute.
Bengals should.
Lions. No Lions. TJ Watt's is gonna sack Kirk Cousins so many times. Yeah. Steelers plus points would pass. I would agree. It would be Steelers or nothing. Now, can we call this a 1-800-GAMBLER game, first game of the year?
Yeah, right. This game is so perplexing because I am shocked that the Vikings have gone from dog to favorite here. Shocked. Let's get into it, though. This line opened up on May 16th with the Giants as a 1-point favorite. It immediately went to a pick'em, and then it kind of sat at a pick'em until August 9th, where Vikings became a 1.5-point favorite. I wonder if that was the time that around the time that got hurt, JJ McCarthy, and they knew
could be.
Was
it Sam Darnold?
And they knew Sam Darnold was starting. And it's been basically a -1, -1.5 for basically the entire time, and it's back down to a -1. This line is so close. I'm actually going to do it this way. Let me click on the right book here. This line opened up with the Giants as a -116 favorite. The line flipped on the 26th, and now the Vikings are -118 on the money line. They got up to -130, and there's been buyback on the Giants at -130. Taking a look at the total in this game here, where we have this total opened up. If this will click, that would be nice. There we go. This total opened up at a 41.5, got down to a 41 on June the 24th, got up to a 42.5 on August 14th, and now it's back down to a 41. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the under in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot, 62% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Vikings spread. 70% of the tickets and 87% of the cash is on the money line. So I guess the line moving makes sense there. With with all the money on the Vikings. I'm surprised the Vikings are a public road fave now. I would only look towards the under. I think the Giants have some value to them now that they are a dog, but it's still just a pick 'em. It's a confusing game for me. I'm gonna pass in this one. I would only look towards the under. I think the under is probably the best bet in this game if you're have to bet this game, but I have really no interest in this one.
Oh, I forgot to mention. So I have all the circa most popular plays of the week. In terms of the first games, the Dolphins were slightly more popular than the Jaguars, 1081 to 1037. Falcons were slightly more than the Steelers, 956 to 848. The Vikings are one of the is a widespread one that here 1066 to 679. But I do like the Vikings today. And I will say we have the Earles versus Girls contest, Nick, and the Vikings are one of my plays. Obviously, I had Baltimore, so we saw how that one went. My second play, I'm pulling it up just so I can have. Did we talk about any of the ones yet? We have not yet. I have the Vikings in this one. It was a 2. Honestly, with line movements inside of a field goal, I don't really think it matters all that much. Because at the end of the day, it's moving it from a 1 to a 1.5. Most of the time is not going to impact the bet.
No, but the dog to favorite. That's why I like the
dog to favorite. Yeah, Minnesota went from a dog to a favorite. But at the end of the day,
but looking at the cash flow, I understand why. Looking at the cash flow, I understand why.
Yeah, I'm on Minnesota. I think the Giants are going to be competing with New England as the worst team in football.
I think New Orleans will be the worst team in football this year.
I think New Orleans will be down there too, but I think Giants and Patriots will be the bottom 2 teams in football. I'm on the Vikings today. I think the Vikings are going to be bad too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. By the way, this is also the first team I have a futures play on. I have the Vikings under 6.5 wins at plus 120.
Okay. Well, count this one as probably. I would have looked at this one. I probably would have bet the Vikings under win total after this week. That's just me.
See, here's the thing. I kind of leaning towards the Vikings to be the last winless team. That was kind of the way I capped it because when you look at their schedule coming up, this is the only questionable game for me. They play San Fran, Houston, Green Bay, the Jets, the Lions, the Rams, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans, the Bears after this. I don't see any of those as like a gimme game. And after that, Arizona, Atlanta, Chicago, Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit. Where is like
Arizona a little bit too?
I'm higher on Arizona a little bit too. We'll get into them in a little bit. That line movement I think is going to keep me off of Arizona, but I'm not super low on Arizona. I think that this Vikings team is going to potentially compete with the Giants and the Patriots and the Saints.
I just don't trust their quarterback play.
I don't trust Sam Darnold.
But Sam Darnold is definitely the better quarterback over Daniel Jones.
No, he's not.
Dude, Daniel Jones is awful. Can you please stop? Take off your Giants glasses and realize that,
okay.
Daniel Jones is awful.
How many times has Sam Darnold led a team to the playoffs, though? Like, how many, like...
He made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, yeah, so did Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, Garoppolo is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Don't mess with him.
So did Chase Daniels.
Hey, guys, I forgot to come in yesterday. Nick, thanks, Nick, for the Duke money line on Friday. It completed me parlays.
Duke,
there you go.
Love it.
Giants, no. Vikings, yes. Pass. So much on the soda. You know what? I'm going to get a soda today. And it's not going to be a big soda. It'll be a mini soda. Anyways, over. I don't see it. No, I don't see enough offense coming from the Giants. Justin Jefferson, first touchdown. Don't hate it. Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a Viking now. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Giants smash Jones 2+ touchdown. No.
Yeah, I did get a 50% boost on FanDuel for a touchdown, and I took Daniel Jones. I got it up to, I think, plus 408.
Jordan Addison. I kind of like Jordan Addison. I will say he's on my bench for fantasy this week, in my $100 league. So we'll see. But must win for Stop saying must win game in week 1 of the NFL season. Can we please stop saying must win game in week 1? It sounds stupid. I'm sorry. No, I mean, yeah, every game's must win, but come on.
Yeah,
Justin
you can't put
Jefferson
the game
over
behind the
yards,
Eagles.
Tyreek Hill over yards, St. Brown over yards, plus 525.
I could see it.
I don't hate it. Another shitty game, under or nothing, I would agree. 15-0-1 Giants to the under when home dogs, less than 6 points.
Wow, that's quite an underrun. Yeah, I think the unders are probably worth a look in this game. I mean, I think the Vikings defense is going to be improved, but that offense, I have no faith in that offense run by Sam Darnold. Just
I
none
don't either.
whatsoever.
Race to 15 points if
Yeah,
they get there.
probably. Where's Joe Kryptonite for his race to 20? Neither in this game as it finishes 17-14 Giants.
For real.
Damn, I want to bet this under now.
I am still in baseball mode when it comes to having a pulse on anything. I will do some player props after watching a few games. I got some good ideas for Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles moving forwards. Yeah, because you got to see the other game. I got you. Vikings always play close games. They do. Playoffs are bust for the Giants.
No. What?
I'm sorry. Do you actually have expectations on the New York Giants this year? I'm confused. I thought they were going to be horse shit. I think they're number 1 pick in the draft bad. I mean, if you have expectations for them, be my guest. But Vikings quarterback is garbage. What does that make Daniel Jones? Giants defense.
I think Daniel Jones is going to quiet some haters this season a little bit. I don't think he's going to be as bad as people think he is.
Saints under division game. We know the trend. It is a divisional game set. Oh, no, it's not. First week, expect the unexpected. Every team has a hunger for the win. Team specials doing the job or not. Special teams. I got you. All right, Nick. I know you were excited to talk this game.
Yeah. And we land on my first of my 5 Cappers contest picks for Pub Sports Radio. Let's get into it here. The Carolina Panthers are at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints 3.5-point favorites, total of 41.5 in this game. As I alluded to earlier, I am not high on this New Orleans Saints team. And I have futures on both these teams. I'll get into it after the breakdown for this game. Actually, I have futures on both these teams. My biggest future of the year is the Carolina Panthers over 5.5 wins at -115. That is my biggest future of the year. I put 3 units on those. I put 2 or 3 units on my futures other than like Super Bowl futures and stuff like that, like long shot odds and stuff like that. I put 2 or 3 to make it worth it. I put 3 units on the Panthers over 5.5. On the flip side, I had the Saints under 7.5 wins at even money for 2 units. And I got a half unit play at 11-1 for the Carolina Panthers to win the NFC South. I think this is an improved Carolina Panthers team. Let's get into it. This line opened up on May the 16th with the Panthers as 5-point dogs, or Saints as 5-point dogs. It immediately went down to a 4.5, down to a 4, and it's now bounced back and forth between 4.5 and 3, or 4 and 3.5. It's been primarily 4s, but now this morning we're seeing 3.5s. Taking a look at the total, line opened up at a 40.5, got to a 40, down to a 39.5 at one point, and after that it was bet up, and it's now 41.5. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards the over in this game. Looking at the cash flow in this spot here, where we have 64% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on the Panthers. So we do have actually some love and support for the Panthers here. 87 and 91 is on the money line for the Saints, though. So there's that. 84 and 83 is on the over in this game. So we have a little bit of money on this over, which it has gone from a 40.5 to a 41.5. I do kind of agree with that. Bryce Young and this Carolina Panthers team could not look any worse than they did last year. They finished 2-15, the worst record in the NFL. And with the number 1 overall pick, they selected nobody because they traded that number 1 overall pick to trade up for Bryce Young the previous year, which ended up gifting the Chicago Bears Caleb Williams. The New Orleans Saints went 9-8 last year, and they lost because of a tiebreaker for the division and did not qualify for the playoffs. This Carolina Panthers team, though, was an interesting team down the stretch because were they good? No. Yeah. Did they cover some spreads? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they covered in 3 of their last 6 games, where they end up losing all. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. One of their wins was as a 2.5-point dog against the Atlanta Falcons. They covered as 3.5-point dogs against the Packers before getting shut out back-to-back games to end the year against the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was an ugly game on January the 7th where they lost 9-0 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do the Panthers do in the offseason? They fire their head coach and they hire I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name right now. Why can't I remember the Carolina Panthers head coach? Carolina Panthers head coach. They hired Dave Canales. Yes, Dave Canales last was a offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. He was responsible for the turnaround of Baker Mayfield. And I believe he's done this before with more than just one quarterback, because before that he was an assistant coach with the Seattle Seahawks.
Geno Smith.
He was part of the coaching staff for the turnaround of none other than Geno Smith. He has done this before. I think Bryce Young has a decent year. I do. I think he's able to turn it around here. I am on the Carolina Panthers at +4. I think this is the dog of the week. I think the Panthers win this game outright. This is my first Cappers Contest pick. I am high on this Panthers team. As I mentioned, they're my biggest futures bet, over 5.5 wins. I think they're the team. They are a team that can go from last to first in their division because I'm not high on the Saints. The Buccaneers could be hit or miss, and the Falcons are the Falcons. So I thought 11-1. I put a half unit on it. Nothing crazy. I wanted to take a shot. And when we look at this matchup here, at the very least, they're going to cover 4. And I think this is a Panthers team. Also, one last thing. One of their biggest struggles last year was keeping Chase. Why did I keep saying Chase Young? Bryce Young.
Chase Young is a defensive player for Washington.
I believe Bryce Young was sacked the most amount of times in the NFL last year. What did they do in the offseason? The Carolina Panthers now possess the most expensive offensive line in football. So at least they got him some protection. I love that they went out and improved their offensive line. I think the Panthers are a much better team this year than they were last year. I'm on Carolina. Plus the 4. I'm on their over 5.5 wins, and I have them to win the division at half a unit at 11-1.
Now the question is, can Young see over that expensive offensive line? Anyways, no, I'm kidding. I'm with you on this one. This is my second pick of the Capper I'm not doing the Capper contest, but the contest with me, you, and the girls. I'm on the Panthers at 3.5. I think they win outright. And I agree. Me and you are both really, really low on this Saints team, and for good reason. I don't think they're going to be good at all. And you made the motion with Carolina. I will say I got some interesting lines for the site because I believe I got 5 with the Panthers on the site, which was nice.
Nice.
But there are some interesting lines. Like I got 5.5 with the Jets.
I got 4.5 with them.
I'm on the Panthers. I think they have a good shot to win this game outright. I think the Saints are going to be one of the worst teams in football, like you mentioned as well. But I do think the Giants and the Patriots will be worse, but Saints are going to be down there as well.
Yes.
I understand. I got you, dude. Under. I could see the under because I could see New Orleans having no offense. Panthers, yes. Master Yoda. Panthers. I like the Panthers. Panthers spread way too much money on the Saints money line. Panthers. In all honesty, I'm not watching this.
That last comment was Cats, Bengals, Lions, and Panthers.
Gotcha. I'll be honest, dude. I'm probably not watching any games today either.
I think I want to watch this one. I want to watch the Panthers.
I'll probably listen to a couple games, but I'm probably not gonna. Kamara over rushing yards. Panthers spread. Can we go under on this one? We can. Are we going to have time to go over the MLB games? I think we will. I would recommend, Nick, are you able to adjust the order in how we do this? And after the 1 o'clock games, stick all the baseball games in that are starting from 12 to – actually, it starts – we might have time. Yeah, we'll be fine. Never mind. Actually, stick the 12 o'clock game in there, the Tampa Bay-Baltimore game, and then we'll go over the rest of the football because the Tampa Bay-Baltimore game starts at noon.
Heard.
Right there with you. Panthers money line. Yes, Panthers today. I like it. This one should be interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find where does the 1 o'clock games end and where the 4 o'clock games begin. All right, there we go. I saw it. Rays Orioles. Sorry, Rays Orioles will be after the Colts Texans game. This is a game I have circled that I would like to add. Let's get into it here. The New England Patriots are taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 7.5-point favorites with a total of 41 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history.
Nick, real quick. I forgot to mention one thing with the Panthers game, and that's the Circa stuff. Panthers are the 5th most popular play in Circa, 1374 to 707. Sorry, I figured I'd mention that before we move on.
Appreciate that. Let's get into it here. We have the Bengals open up on May 16th at -9. And it stayed at -9 until the 26th of August, where it got up to a 9.5 for a second, came right back down to a 9. On the 3rd of September, it's an 8.5, down to an 8, down to a 7.5. Did come back up to an 8, and it's back down to a 7.5. So we have a 1.5-point line movement towards the New England Patriots. As for the total, as I click off my line history, there we go. Line opened up at a 43, immediately goes down to a 42. So early money coming in on the under 43 there. Bumped it to a 42. Got up to a 43 on the 26th of August. Then got all the way down to a 40.5, down to a 40 at one point, then back up to a 40.5, 41.5, and now we're sitting at 41s. And we have 89% of the tickets and 65% of cash on the over. This line moving towards the under does appeal some interest to me for an under in this game. However, I'm looking more at the side than I am the total. 68% of the tickets and 66% of the cash is coming in on the Bengals. The line's moving towards the Patriots in this game here, and we're seeing 7.5. And I know usually, and I think we were talking about that earlier with the Jaguars game, where you said usually 3.5 is a favorite number. Usually 7.5 is a favorite number as well.
Yeah.
However, it's only a favorite number for me if it crosses through 7 or if it crosses through 3. If you open up at a 3 and get the hook, you got my attention. If you opened up at 7 and then get the hook, you've got my attention. If you've gone from 5 to 3.5, you have no interest from me. If you've gone from 8.5, 9 to 7.5, you have no interest from me. So that's kind of the way I look at these lines. I know a lot of people I know some people will think, yeah, give me the favorite more at the 7.5 to 3.5. I need a line movement to tell me that as well. And this line movement tells me the Patriots are a live dog in this game. That's what this line movement tells me. I'm not saying Patriots money line. With a total this low, and the line moving down with the sharp money on the under, tells me low variance. My main worry in this game, though, if I'm back in the Patriots, is that they put up nothing in this game. But this Bengals defense does not scare me. The Bengals last year finished with a record of let me get that up real quick. The Bengals last year finished with a record of 9-8. They finished last place in the NFC North. They are probably the most popular pick to go from last to first this year in their division. They missed Burrow for basically, I think, half a season last year. As for the second time in his 4-year career, Joe Burrow is unable to play a complete season with a season-ending injury. On the flip side, the New England Patriots went 4-13 last year, and they then drafted Drake May with the 3rd overall pick. I'm so glad the Giants did not select him. I think he's Mitch Trubisky 2.0. However, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett starting game 1. And this offense for the New England Patriots gives me absolutely no confidence. This is a Patriots team, though, that defensively last year was pretty good. And under their new head coach, Mayo, I expect the defense to be just fine. Last year, they did have a stretch where they limited their opponents in 3 games to 13 combined points. Nope. To 26 combined points in 3 games. They went 0-3 straight up in ATS in those games, losing 6-0, 10-7, and 10-6.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This was a team last year where they actually, towards the end of the year, were a backable team under Mayo. Or no, did they fire? No, Belichick
finished the season.
He finished the year. Yeah. The Patriots finished the season 2-3 straight up, but 4-1 ATS. They were a team that covered a few numbers. They lost the last game 17-3 against the Jets. They lost that last game there, but they covered as 14.5-point dogs against Buffalo. They won outright as 7-point dogs against Denver. They covered as 10.5-point dogs against Kansas City, and they covered and won outright against Pittsburgh as 5.5-point dogs. I think this Patriots team covers this number. I think that's what the market's telling us as well. And I'm going to add the New England Patriots to my card here at plus 7.5.
I already had them on my card. Now, when I look at the AFC North this year, I still have the Baltimore Ravens winning the division. I know they lost their opening game. I have either Cincinnati or Cleveland coming in second. And then way below them, I have the Steelers. And when it comes to it, the Bengals season's going to 100% depend on one thing, Joe Burrow.
Yes.
And whether or not he can stay healthy the entire year. If he can, Cincinnati Bengals are probably going to go back to the playoffs. If he can't, there's a chance they miss it altogether. And it's going to be a big thing. Now, I will say this will be the first game with the new head coach for the Patriots. Obviously, it was during the offseason, so it doesn't really have as much of a try to back the coach in his first start. This will be the first time that me and Unick are seeing a New England Patriots team without Bill Belichick since we were like 3 years old. He was there for a while, and I could see the Patriots. And as crazy as it sounds, they have a possibility to win this game outright tonight or today. I took them plus the points. It's one of my bigger plays. Although I did not have it as one of my picks for the contest for the Earls versus Girls. But I'm on the New England Patriots in this one. And then as for Circa, more people are interested in the Bengals, but it's a very, very low count. 757 compared to 625. I believe that is the lowest bet game. It is. It's the lowest bet game on the Circa board that's played today or tomorrow. Because obviously there was all of 600 people on the Chiefs game and 800 on the Patriots game, on the Packers game. So not a lot of people on those games. But
however, you said not a lot of people on those games. There is a lot of love, which actually they are the number one pick for the Survivor contest, is the Cincinnati Bengals this week.
As they should be.
They should be. Absolutely. I think this is more of a fate of the Patriots than anything else, and we've seen that. So yeah.
Also, okay, yeah, that's it for that game. I will say we got more breaking news from the NFL. Dak Prescott becomes the highest paid player in NFL history.
$60 million a year.
4 years, $60 million a year. That's insane. Wish me some birthday luck today, boys. Birthday on NFL Sunday. I wouldn't ask for anything else. Hell yeah, dude. Happy birthday. You picked one of the best days to do it. I don't know who you root for. I think you're a Lions fan. I would say I hope your Lions win. I hope they win, but I hope they don't cover. There you go. We all know Tim's picking the Orioles. Yes, we are. Yes, I am. Yankees game is watchable. No, thank you. Up to you. Up to you. Over.
Huh.
I don't know if we get enough from the Patriots.
Yeah, I think
if you're taking the Bengals, then yes.
We need to stay under for the Patriots to cover, I think. Because if it goes over, it's the Bengals putting up 30 points.
Correct. Patriots money line, biggest upset of the day. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah. Go for it, dude. Go for it. Bengals should be minus 13.5 if this was real. No, I think 13.5 is a little unrealistic. Why are the Bills only 6.5 at home? We'll talk about them in a little bit. Patriots biggest spread. Patriots spread, Bengals money line. I mean, you're just saying that, yeah, okay. Bill's going to cover, don't worry. I don't think so. I'm on the opposite side.
I kind of lean Buffalo.
Leaning Bengals. Patriots are going to lose a lot of games this season. Yes, they are.
They absolutely are.
Per over yards. Maybe. I don't know. When every Sunday has a how the hell did that team lose game? Yeah.
I think that's going to be more the Texans than anything else.
Stafford versus the Lions tonight. Yes. Stafford. Yeah, I got what you meant. Real good teams are going to win a lot this year. They are still going to lose today. Week 1 isn't the Super Bowl. Look at what the Ravens did. So, if you're at home, you got to win for the fans. You don't have to. Fields starting pick game. Yes, Justin Fields is starting the pick game. I know you have a lot of interest in this one. I wasn't really too keen on this game.
Yeah, no, this is a Cappers contest pick for me. And it's I believe basically, Tim, my picks for Earls versus Girls. The only thing that I replaced for the Cappers contest,
Chiefs.
Obviously, the Chiefs I didn't use because they already played. I put in the Lions instead. So that's the only exchange for me. And we'll get into that later. This line opened up with the Bears as a 4.5. Got down to a 4. It's bounced between 4.5 and 4. It got down to a 3.5. It's still a 4. So we do have a half-point line movement here towards the Tennessee Titans. Line opened up at a 43. Got up to a 46, and it's now down to a 43. So a move towards the and no move on the total here in this one. We have the cash flow in this game. 84% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the over in this game. No line movement towards the over. 69% of the tickets, nice, and 73% of the cash is on the Titans in this game here. Wow, I did not expect that. All right. Makes me a little bit nervous, but it is what it is. Let's get into it. We have the Tennessee Titans coming in off of a poor year. They finished last in the AFC South with a 6-11 record. In the offseason, they lose Ryan Tannehill. they lose Derrick Henry. They replace them with not the Malik Willis, the Will Levis show at quarterback, and it's going to be Tony Pollard at running back. I think this is just a totally different offense that they're going to run. Also, Mike Vrabel is no longer the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. On the flip side, we have the Chicago Bears, who enter the season with a ton of hype for a team that finished last place in the division last year, 7-10 for the Bears last year. With that, they get the number 1 overall pick, but not because of their 7-10 record, because of the 2-15 record for the Carolina Panthers and their trade with them the previous year for them to trade up to the number 1 overall pick. So basically, they traded Bryce Young for Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. So there's that. The Bears enter with Caleb Williams starting this game. Rookie quarterbacks that are number 1 overall picks have a horrendous track history of winning week 1 and covering week 1. I am on the Tennessee Titans. I think this is way too many points. I think the Tennessee Titans are a better team than people think they are. Now, am I saying the Titans win outright? Maybe not. But asking the Bears with a rookie quarterback to cover more than a field goal, I think is asking a little much. And I've got the Tennessee Titans here at 4.
I want to see Tennessee play a game first, and I want to see the same deal with Caleb Williams. If I'm going after anything in this game, I kind of want to lean towards the under. I don't really know what we're gonna get from Caleb Williams yet, and I'm not super high on this Tennessee offense. Yeah, they switched up a couple of players. I don't know what we're gonna expect from them, and there's a bunch of games today that there's teams with question marks, and I want to see those teams play before I really can put any money on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay off this game, and kind of just move on from there.
Fair.
Titans money line. If you're going to do it, go outright. That's fine. Fade the number 1 pick that is quarterback in first start. Fair. Bears all the way. Rookie making history. So 2 totally opposite comments. Usually under 2, but no play on the total. Yeah, I'm not playing the total. Bears smash NFL needs rookie quarterback to be good first games.
That hasn't in the past.
Gotta
This
go
is also one thing though is the Bears are probably the best team that had a number 1 overall pick.
Correct. Oh, real quick, I'll mention the Tennessee Titans are the second most picked team in the Circa contest.
Huh.
And we'll talk about the other team later on today. So I figure that 1691 to 571 on the Bears. So not a lot of people in the Circa contest on the Bears. Now, I will say, Circa contest is $1,000 entry. So you're not going to get a lot of public people on in the Circa contest.
That's why when you say the most popular picks in the Circa contest, that doesn't scare me than when I hear people say it's the most popular bet of the day.
Yep. Got to go Bengals. No thanks. Titans plus the points. It'd be lean that way. Way too many cappers saying rookies don't win game wins.
Okay. Then
Bears by a touchdown.
Okay, fair. And I'm just a clown. Fair.
Pollard over 83.5 rushing yards.
I would look towards his receiving yards. I think that he can catch a lot out of the backfield.
That's not a bad look. Williams, 25 plus rushing yards. I agree. It's funny the line just doesn't drop to 3.5. Yeah. I have no clue who that is, to be honest. I'm from Tennessee. I'm telling y'all, don't bet them today. Bet them when they're in Tennessee. There you go.
Sure.
I like this game.
I wanted to back this game. I'm not going to. Let's get into it. This line opened up at a 7 on May the 16th. Got down to a 6.5 on July 20th. And it got down to a 5.5. At 5.5, I have a shit ton of interest in the Arizona Cardinals in this game. Ton. At 6.5, I have no interest in this game. And that sounds weird. But it went from a 5.5 to a 6 to a 6.5. And I get it. This line opened up at a 7. It was a 7 for all of a few days. Line opened up 48.5. It's down to a 46.5 in this game as well. So move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 67% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the Cardinals in this game. So the public a little bit on the Cardinals in this one with 33% of tickets and 40% of the cash on the Bills. 26% of the tickets, 49% of the cash on the under. So the line's moving towards the under and a line moving towards the Cardinals, but not really because it got down to a 5.5. And I'm assuming that's when the line started moving back up because probably people started grabbing the Bills. I think this is a game the Bills win and cover. And my initial thought was Cardinals money line in this game. And it's crazy. It's just for me, with the line the way it is, if this was 5.5, even 6 with Arizona, I'm thinking the Arizona Diamondbacks, Arizona Cardinals are a live dog in this game. At 6.5, I don't think that. And I think the Bills win and cover. Am I betting this game? No, it's just a confusing market for me, but I'm only looking Bills and under in this game.
I like the Cardinals. I got them at 6. So I know it's a little bit of a bad line, but I got 6 at plus money actually, so I'm not overly worried about it. And when they win outright, I don't think it's going to matter. And yes, I am high on this Bills team. I know a lot of people are low on them, saying, "Oh, they lost production. Oh, they lost this and that." They still have one of the best defenses in football, and they're still going to have Josh Allen, who's going to be an MVP candidate. So I'm not overly worried about it. I think the Bills will be good this year. The Cardinals with Kyler Murray healthy could be dangerous. And with that, I think Arizona has a shot to win outright. I think if there's a dog of 5 points or more that I would pick to win outright, Cardinals. That would be my pick. There's my dog of the day. In terms of that, I like the Arizona Cardinals in this one.
Fair.
The fact you. Oh, okay. It's Juan. Okay. I was about to say I could see a couple of people who would try to be funny with that. I'm doing a 3-point teaser with the Titans in the under. It's not a bad option. Bears need something to get hyped about. Yeah, we've been saying that for years. Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Untouchable. Bills. No, thank you. Allen's going to deal Bill up. No, thank you. So much money on Arizona. Well,
yeah.
Then Arizona's a loser. It is what it is.
Keeps
take a moment to acknowledge Nick crazy about Northern Illinois giving the Irish a scare. They won outright.
And if you remember in the chat yesterday, I said that Mr. Numbers bet the money line.
He did. He put $50 on the money line plus 2,000. Where's Mr. Numbers?
I don't know. I give him a 20-1 winner, and he doesn't show up.
Allen over passing yards. Look towards his rushing yards. Cook touchdown, I can see. Never mind, Josh Allen's is at 246.5. Got it. I think I'm going to bet my FanDuel 50% on Cook touchdown.
I took Daniel Jones for that.
Buffalo smash. Where's 446 for the dono for that crazy winner? He said he would place. Hey, we should mention it when he comes in. If 446 comes in today, hey, we know you just made $1,000 on Northern Illinois yesterday. How about you spread the love? Bill Mafia at home. Oh, by the way, the Bills only have to win by a touchdown, so that's got to be free, right? They only have to win by a touchdown. See Allen running a touchdown. I can see Allen running a touchdown. Is the Bills Super Bowl window closed? Deggs left. No,
I think Diggs is addition by subtraction.
No, I think they're better without Diggs. That's my point. Enjoy your Sundays. Great to see you all in chat and host. Real deal. What's up? We're getting this close to hockey season. Allen touchdown. If the Cardinals weren't so public, every capper says Zona covers game. Well, if I lose, I lose. Josh Allen interception. Happy Corbin Day, Nerfy, and the Nationals. I'm not going to talk you off the Nationals. Got one more 1 o'clock game, and then we got a singular baseball game, and then back to the 4 o'clockers.
Yep. Let's get into it here. The Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts line opened up at 2.5 on May the 16th. It got all the way down to -1 on August the 20th, and it came back down to 2.5. And now we've been bouncing back and forth between 2.5 and 3. And it depends on the book that you're on, whether it's a 2.5 or a 3. We have 42% of the tickets, 72% of the cash on the Texans. I'm shocked because that's not what it was when I bet it. The public was way more on the Texans when I bet it. And then we have 82% of tickets, 92% of cash on the money line for the Texans. So I guess there it is. 78% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over in this game as well. The Houston Texans coming in off of a division win last year. They finished with a record of 10-7. CJ Stroud with a breakout season in his rookie year. On the flip side, the Colts were right in it as well. These two teams played Week 17 last year for a spot in the playoffs. And the Indianapolis Colts did that with Gardner Minshew, because Richardson was out. I think Richardson's a massive upgrade at quarterback from Gardner Minshew. But, yeah, the last game that these two teams played, you guys remember, I think it was a 4th-and-1 play, and Jonathan Taylor dropped a wide-open pass.
Yep.
On 4th-and-1. This is a revenge game for the Colts, I think. And I think the hype on the Houston Texans is ridiculous. And there are 2 plays currently on my cutting room floor that I would like to add here, and I'm going to add them as futures plays here on the show today. I'm going to take the Houston Texans under 9.5 wins at +120. I'm going to take the Houston Texans to miss the playoffs at +150. I think this is a sophomore slump year for CJ Stroud. Everyone's already penciled in the Houston Texans to be the division winner, to be a playoff spot. I think this team regresses. I think that this is a Texans team that played with no expectations last year, played free. There's expectations on them now. I am on the Colts. I actually doubled up on this game. I got the Colts money line at +130, but then when it hit a 3 the other day, I grabbed +3 as well. So I have +3 and the money line for a unit each. So I'm high on the Colts here. I got them over 8.5 wins. I got them to win the division at +330. So I got that as well. So yeah, I'm also going to add the Houston Texans win total under 9.5 at +120. And I'm going to add them to miss the division as well, or to miss the playoffs as well.
Taking some big shots. I kind of like it because I know me and you kind of had the same view on the Houston Texans of they could definitely have that sophomore slump year for CJ Stroud. At the same time, he could still have a big year and they still not be in the playoffs.
Yes.
Now, the division is not ideal for them to have for Houston to have a sophomore slump because I don't have a lot of faith in the division. With Tennessee, I don't think it's going to be good. And then Jacksonville is going to be a big question mark. So it is, if they do win the division, if Houston wins the division, they kind of win it by default. But the fact that this line's moved from a 3 to a 2.5, divisional home dogs, I'm on the Colts here. They are one of my contest picks, I guess. I'll grab the Colts with you in this one, Nick.
Yeah, the Colts are a contest pick for me too.
Yep. Playoffs are bust for the Bills as always. Over will be this will be a wild game. I could see it being a wild game. Real deal getting excited about the Sabres. Why? We don't know. Colts. Anthony, granted, two of them were the same person. Anthony Richardson touchdown. I learned that when the favorites are minus 6.5 favorites, you bet the other team. If the Bills are that good, why aren't they minus 7.5? Especially at home. That's why I like it.
I wouldn't mind the Bills to lose today because I have a future. I mean, I can't talk about it today, or we're not talking about the team today. But I have the Jets to win the East, and I have the Jets over win total. I would love to see Buffalo lose games because that'll make my division future better.
Cold up. I can't believe how sharp all my plays are. I'm fading the money. Jonathan Taylor's due for a big year. I hope so because I have him on my fantasy team. Also, happy Chris Flexen Day. Red Sox run line with the Orioles money line. I may or may not have way too much freaking money on the Red Sox today. Low-hanging fruit play is Flex and W on the NFL game. Not playing it, but certainly not taking the Red Sox with the line movement towards the White Sox. Yeah, didn't they say a lot of line movement towards the White Sox yesterday too? The White Sox suck. Can we stop judging them based on the line movement? Like, it doesn't mean shit. Guys, I'm on Sinner, over 20.5 games. Favorite play of the day, already cashed on
Sabalenka
futures.
Yeah, she won the WTA or something like that.
Nice.
US
Got
Open.
any WNBA fever over and Liberty under sweat? I did not bet any WNBA today. Nick, let's quickly go over to the MLB for a game because this game is starting in 10 minutes.
Yep, this game starts in 10 minutes. Let me flip over to we'll quickly flip over to this. We'll get into that. Let me switch my line history up because this game does start at 12. So for 5 minutes?
12:05, yeah.
12:05. So this game starts in 10 minutes. So we probably waited a little bit too long to talk about this game, but let's get into it. Zach Littell, Corbin Burns, your pitching matchup here. Line open up at a 190. It's a 206. 16-cent line movement towards Baltimore. Line open up at a 7.5. It's up to an 8 in this game as well. So we have a move towards Baltimore, and we have a move towards the over in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 90% of the tickets, 93% of cash from the Orioles. The line's moving towards the Orioles. And 93% of tickets, 94% of cash on the over. Corbin Burns, Zach Littell, your pitching matchup here. Littell, 3.86 ERA, 1.57 whip, 6.43 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%. 4.5 walks per nine, a 2.79 BABIP, a 6.04 FIP, and a 5.51 SIERA. Corbin Burns has struggled as of late, but I expect a little bit of positive regression. 6.31 ERA, 1.56 whip, 7.71 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.45 walks per nine, a 3.49 BABIP, a 4.32 FIP, and a 4.24 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Rays, but the hitting edge goes towards the Orioles, 100 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 77, which is 29th. We have a 16-cent line movement towards the Baltimore Orioles with a total of 8 with the public on them at home. And it's a 205, 206.
Cash cow.
Cash cow. There you go. Pretty plain simple cap for this game. I will be on the Baltimore Orioles run line in this game. Baltimore Orioles minus 1.5. I will shop around, find the best available line. There you go. Some early action there.
Even money on the run line for me. And making a cash cow, I might put more on it. Plus, I mean, I bet the Orioles every single day. I'll update the tweet, and I'll have a tweet coming out tomorrow for it because with the weekend series and college football, NFL, I didn't have time to update all the numbers with that. Orioles run line, even money to start the day, cash cow spot at 12 o'clock. Let's get it.
Yep.
Snakes money line for Sunday Night Baseball. I want to go towards Houston. She won the U.S. Open yesterday, Nick.
Yep.
There you go. Love the D-backs beating up on Verlander too. Okay. Fever must win today. I don't know. Oh, is cash cow? They are.
Yes.
Burns sucks. Over. Burns does not suck. He's still one of the better pitchers in baseball. Reese out for year. CC must put today good numbers for taking the roadie. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's going to end up winning the Rookie of the Year now. Oh, is money line? No, run line. Cow. Sinner. Too easy today. Fritz is exhausted. Bet on the O's yesterday. No, yes, they're cash cow. Tim is on his phone because he's already on Baltimore. LOL. I'm with you today. They burned me yesterday. Yeah, I was going and placing the bet because I totally forgot to. So, Sinner is minus 700. Might better bet might be Sinner in 3. There you go. Back to football, Nick.
Yes, back to the NFL after a quick cap of the noon game. Orioles run line even money for me over on Bet365.
Oh,
let's get back into it here.
Before we jump back into this game, because I forgot to mention it for the Cardinal game and the Texans game. The Cardinals are the more popular play on Circa, 1296 to 701. I believe they were the number 6 most popular team. The number 4 most popular team is the Houston Texans today at 1451 to 1043 of the Colts for the Circa contest. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Yep. This is a game that I had circled that I would like to add, and I think was on basically the cutting room floor of my contest picks. I think this would have been pick 6 or pick 7 for me. Let's get into it. We have the LA Chargers. They're 3-point favorites in this game, total of 40. Line opened up at a 4, down to a 3.5, down to a 3, got back up to a 4, back down to a 3.5, down to a 3. So we have a 1-point line moving here towards the Raiders in this game. Line opened up 43.5, down to a 40.5 here in this spot. We have the Chargers' first game with Harbaugh under as the head coach. And they made some moves in the offseason. I don't know if they're for the better, though. And wow, okay, this may just be a stay-off spot for me. Okay. The Raiders are ultra public. 74% of the tickets and 77% of the cash on the Raiders. That's going to keep me off them. All right, cool. And then 89% of tickets and 62% of the cash on the over. This line has gone from, I think the opening number was 43 and a half in this game. Yeah. But by the start of September, it was a 40.5. I think unders in Charger games are going to be the play. I think that the Chargers are going to be a team that run the ball a lot because what did they do in the offseason? They got rid of Austin Eckler. I believe they got rid of Keenan Allen. I don't know if Mike Williams is still there.
Mike Williams is a Jet.
Yeah. What did they do? They boost up their offensive line. They have a fullback, and poor Justin Herbert, his whole game now is going to be receiving the snap and handing it off to a running back or a fullback, because John Harbaugh is going to pound the rock with this Chargers team like he did with Michigan, and that's going to just lead to a very boring product. I think unders in Charger games are going to be awesome this year. Is this game the game for it, though? Because I don't know if I particularly trust the Raiders defensively for it. These two teams had disappointing. Actually, the Raiders not as much disappointing. Chargers are very disappointing here. They finished 5-12. Herbert did get hurt. The Raiders finished 8-9 last year. And overall, at the end of the day, this is a no play for me. The line move makes sense. It's crossed over the 3.5 number. down to the 3, which made me really interested in the Raiders. Seeing the public all over the Raiders makes me not interested whatsoever. So it's a pass.
I'm already on the Raiders. This was a play that I liked. I took the Raiders +3 at -110. I would look towards them outright. I think the Raiders will have I think the Raiders will probably be the toughest team for the Chiefs in the division this year. I think the Raiders finish second in the division. Now, I think the Chiefs will end up running away with the division just because the Broncos are awful, the Chargers are the Chargers, and the Raiders I don't think are quite up to their level. So nobody should be touching the Chiefs in that division, but the Raiders would give them the biggest run for their money, in my opinion. And if you're looking at a little bit of player props, I like Brock Bauer for the Raiders to get a touchdown in this game. You probably can get some good plus money on that one. I think he has a big game in his first NFL game. Guy from Georgia. And you can look at it the way I like to look at it, because I know I view this way kind of with SEC, with baseball. SEC is probably the closest thing to the NFL out of anything not NFL. So I think he's going to be the most prepared for this. I like the Raiders in this one. I took them at +3. I think they're going to be a decent team this year.
Yeah, I thought I was going to land on the Raiders. I really did. But it's just going to be a stay off spot for me. And maybe I'm going to regret it, but it is what it is.
Okay. Littell is garbage. I mean, those Caitlin Clark futures must be trash now. No, they're going to be good. Raiders, yes. Pollard is at 12.5 receiving yards. I like that. I like that a lot. Next cutting room floor has some winners in the Army money line, the under sweat free. So Nick, what you're saying is the Raiders are on your cutting room floor. I'm taking their money line as well.
Yeah, because the plays on the cutting room floor for me yesterday: Syracuse +3, Navy laying the points, UMass taking the points, Ole Miss laying the points, Texas State money line, winner. It would have gone 0-3 to end the night. Bama over, NC State, and Western Michigan.
I just took Raiders money line as well, +140.
I just bet the next
money line. NFL loves hardball. Nope. Crap public dog cash out time. No. Wild card or bust for the Chargers. Ladd McConkey over 40.5 rushing or receiving. Georgia Bulldog. I can see that. Running ball actually opens up the passing game for Herbert. I could see that as well. So that play action plays will probably work a little bit better. Chargers, Raiders, ride the lightning. Division under, I don't care. Minshew sucks, and both coaches emphasize defense.
Yeah, under could be a look in that game. It's a low total, but I understand the low total.
Chargers need something to be hyped about. Just because they need something to be hyped about doesn't mean they're going to win this game. I understand your thought process on, they need to be hyped. That does not mean they're going to win the game. Because every team needs something to be hyped about. Is Khalil Mack still on LA? I'm not 100% sure.
I don't remember if he still plays or not.
Yeah, he is. There you go. Is it true Chargers have no fans? Chargers have no fans.
It's basically a Raiders home game, by the way.
We'll see you later, Tariq. I like Bowers and Myers over anytime touchdowns for the Raiders. Get it? At least one hardball brother will win 1 week. It doesn't have to be. Meyer and Brock Bowers anytime touchdown. One of them gets a touchdown. Minshew sucks, but ends up always a starting spot. That's weird.
Yeah. And he almost led a team to a playoffs. I just moved on this game because this market just pointed me towards a play, and I'm going to listen to the market here. Let's get into it. We have the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. This game opened up at the all interesting 5. It moved up to a 5.5, up to a 6, and now it's a 6.5 though. So we've had a 1.5 line movement towards the Seattle Seahawks. Really in no man's land there. 6 is kind of a key number, but 7's the more key number. Total opened up at a 42, minus 110. It's a 42 at minus 113. So really no line movement there on the total other than a couple cents towards the over. 87% of tickets and 74% of cash is on the over in this game. 47% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the Seahawks in this game. So the sharp money coming on the Seahawks. The line's moved a 1.5 towards them. And remember how we were talking about key numbers with the 7.5, the 3.5, how those are key for those are favorite numbers for me unless the line's moved against them. 6.5 is a dog number unless the line's moved against you. The line's moved against the Broncos, and the public's on the Broncos. They saw the preseason that the Broncos had, and they're hyping them up. Bo Nix is the next thing. He's going to be the starter for the Denver Broncos. I think reality hits him here. I'm on the Seahawks. I laid 6.5 with them. I would take the Seahawks as a survivor pick this week. That would be my number one survivor pick if I was in a survivor pool. It'd be the Seahawks this week. But I'm on Seattle. I laid the 6.5 here.
I stayed off of this one. I know this was one that I kind of wanted to look towards the Broncos earlier on and the line movement. I'll judge a little bit more of line movement in the NFL because there's a lot of money on the NFL. Yeah. I'm not going to be interested in going after this game. It is, at this point, Seattle or nothing.
Yep.
But I don't really like to bet the favorites at 6 and 6.5. Because you can look at it, they only have to win by a touchdown. And that number just scares me when it comes to favorites. So until maybe if there's some weird lines that move certain ways that, all of a sudden 6.5 point favorites have won and covered in 5 out of 6, 7 out of 8, like start covering and everything, maybe I could look towards it. But right now, I'm going to just stay away from this game.
Sure.
My mouse is being stupid. Seattle -6, Broncos. So 2 people on 2 different sides. And I understand both. So if y'all don't know about him now, I think we'll, after week 1, Ladd McConkey over 45.5 receiving yards, -105. Now that's still at 50-ish, and most books still like it there. There you go. Seahawks -10. It's a big number. Everyone and their dog is on Seattle.
No, they're not.
Bountygate, money line, Knicks needs a rookie quarterback. Kenneth Walker touchdown. McDonkey. Minshew is the new Jake McClown.
Yeah. No, it's the new Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Journeyman quarterback that always gets the starting job with no hype. Yep. Geno Smith trash and the O-line suspect. Aren't the Saints Bountygate for Brett Favre? I don't remember. Broncos have fans and they have a lot of faith on them. With Seahawks win this game. Fly, Seahawks fly. 12th man. Rays have a player on second base. All right, that's a loser. Is Sean Payton on the Broncos? He's coaching them still, yeah. Still early though. MLB, Padres run line, Yankees run line, Nationals money line, Red Sox -2, Phillies run line, and then D-backs. Good luck. I know we're going to be getting to the MLB soon. It's going to be a very long show because we're already going for 1 hour and 40, and we still have an MLB card.
Yep. And Sunday shows with baseball are going to be long. That's just the way it's going to be. Let's keep it going, though. Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3.5 point favorites of the Bucs, total 42.5 in this game. I think this is probably one of the least interesting games on the slate for me, personally. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. It opened up at a 4. It got down to a 3.5, down to a 3, back up to a 3.5, back down to a 3, back up to a 3.5. So it's bounced back and forth between 3, 3.5. It did open up at 4, but it was very limited at 4. And then line opened up 41.5, got up to a 43, 43.5, 44, and it's come back down to a 42.5. So so kind of a tricky line history in this game here. The Commanders were a terrible team last year. The bottom just fell out for the Commanders last year. They have 68% of tickets, 69% of cash on them. The lines moves towards them. If you have the opener at 4, 58% of the tickets and 87% of the cash on the over here as well. So kind of a sharper over a little bit. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. This was probably, I think, the least interesting game on the slate for me. So it's a pass here for this one. We are heading to the bottom of the first 0-0 still, so you got out of it.
Cool. I was this close to adding the commies. And I really like J.D. Daniels.
Jalen Daniels, yeah.
Jalen Daniels. He was a guy that, I mean, I looked at it, I'm like, I would rather have Daniels than what's his face than Williams from for my first overall pick.
No, I would rather have Jalen Daniels than like Drake May, but I still think Caleb Williams' upside is higher.
Maybe. But I still think I think Washington could be competitive somewhat this year. I also like Tampa Bay to win the division, so I kind of stayed off of this game. This one was one of the more non-interesting ones.
Fair. Game we can move on pretty quickly from.
Yes. Don't hate that, Gio. Hopefully you win that birthday parlay. More people know about Brett Favre and his dick pic game. I know, right? Washington upset, Commanders, Buccaneers, Mike Evans touchdown. Yep, this is going to be a very long, and it can be very long-lived until probably kickoff breaks, the vanilla Coke, or Arizona or whatever favorite beverage you may like. New energy.
Yeah, we probably will be on air when we kick off in 45 minutes for the NFL.
Sure. I took the Commanders spread. Not going to talk you off of the Commanders. Feel like the Nationals sweep Pirates today. Yes. Wentz or Heineke today? It's neither. It's Daniels.
Daniels.
I know this one's been an interesting game.
Yeah, I moved on this one this morning too, and did the line really drop? God damn it. Let's see. This line opened up with if it'll click, that'll be cool. We have the Cleveland Browns, -2.5, total 41. Trying to get the line history up, but it's being slow here. So we'll go over to the cash flow real quick, where to no surprise, like the Lakers, like the Yankees, the public is all over Dallas. We have 89% of the tickets and 90% of the cash on the spread for the Dallas Cowboys. We have 54% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on the money line for the Browns. 89 and 72 on the over, so 11 and 28 on the under in this game here. This line opened up with the Cleveland Browns as 1-point favorites, got down to a pick'em, back up to a 2, up to a 2.5 where it sat for a while. Now it's down to a 2. And as for the total, line opened up at a 44, 43.5, 44.5, 44, 43.5, and it's just bounced back and forth between 43, got down to a 40.5, now it's a 42. So for me, I moved on the Browns at -2.5 and -110 in this game. I am not high on this Dallas Cowboys team this year. That defense scares me. Like, they're bad. Like, they would scare me off of backing the Cowboys. And this is the Cleveland Browns team. Nick Chubb is still not available. He won't be for the first 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. They had a few injuries throughout the week, and the line had not moved. The public is all over Dallas in this game, and the line has moved towards the Browns since the opening line. I think this is a telltale sign. The Browns are winning this football game. I laid the 2.5 with them here.
I like it. I will say I was on the fence for a while with this game, and after a little bit, I decided I'm going with the Brownies. And the main reason why is Dak Prescott just signed his big contract. Yeah, I think he's going to have a dud today. I would go towards the under as well. It would be a lean that way. I took the Browns. And, Nick, I was able to get Browns money line -120 for the site. I personally got -2.5 in my CapperTek. I'm on the Browns now today. Let's do it.
Fair.
Caesars is the best book in regards to birthday rewards compared to these other cheapsakes. $10 bonus bet, not bad for someone like me whose unit size is usually 50 cents to $1. Right, there you go. Cowboys money line, no. Browns spread, yeah. Lamb touchdown, doesn't seem real though. Could be. Browns win by a field goal. I'd be all right with that. Ezekiel Elliott anytime touchdown.
I can't believe Elliott's back with that team. They get rid of Tony Pollard, and they bring back Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Thank you. These MLB plays, those are all, there you go. Bailey. Who are the top 5? Oh, forgot for the Circa contest. Chargers 909 to 829 over the Raiders. Buccaneers 1129 to 610 over the Commanders. Seahawks 1233 to 495 over the Broncos. The Browns 1012 to 836 there. And then we will be talking about the Sunday night football game. The Lions are the most popular Circa play of the week.
What's that? What line was it? The Circa play
3.5.
That
that was 1921 to 514. That is the biggest gap of the entire week. The Rams are the second least picked game on Sunday/Monday. Sunday/Monday. The only team that was picked less than the Rams was the Broncos. So there you go. Under in Seattle game, I could see. Do you have a lean towards the total? Maybe a lean towards the under in that game, but I did not get involved. All right, Nick.
Let's get into it here, where we have the Detroit Lions and the LA Rams. The Lions are up to 4.5 now, total 52.5 in this game. Actually, it's a 53.5 now. This line opened up at a 3 on May 16th. It lasted there for a couple days, and then on May 21st, it was a 3.5. And since then, it's gone from a 3.5 to a 4 to a 4.5. I got in on this late. I got the 4.5. It is what it is. Line opened up at a 51, got up to a 52, back down to a 51, up to a 52.5, 53, 53.5. Tells me that this offense for the Lions is going to be able to put up points against the Rams tonight. And we have 28% of the tickets are on the Lions, and 75% of the cash is on them. So the sharp money is all over Detroit in this game. They've gone from 3.5 to 4.5. I wanted a sign to bet the Detroit Lions. I am very high on this Lions team this year. I want to find ways to back this Lions team. The markets told me that they are very live in this game to blow them out with the sharp money all over them. 80% of tickets, 92% of cash on the over, so no surprise this line's moving towards the over. I have no interest in the over in this game. And at 53.5, I'd lean under. I think that number is probably way too high, but I think this Lions offense is so overpowering. And I think they are the team to beat in the NFC. I get it. The 49ers look really strong this year. I have the Lions over 10.5 wins. I have the Lions to win the North. I have the Lions to win the Super Bowl. I think the Lions win the Super Bowl this year. And it starts off with a double-digit win here against their former quarterback in Matthew Stafford. They are getting Cooper Kupp back, but this is a Lions team that I think is going to be the best team in the NFL this year. And I think they at least win this game by a touchdown. The market agrees with that there. I'm on the Lions at -4.5 to wrap up my card.
All right, we're going up against each other, which has not worked out well for me. But I'm on the Rams. I got them at 4, so we both have the opportunity to lose/push. So, no. I think the Lions are – I know you said they're going to be one of the best teams in football. I think they might be slightly overhyped. I still think they're going to be a great team. But out of everybody in the NFL this week, the Lions have the highest team total. That is the first time that we've ever seen in week 1 the Lions have the highest team total ever.
That's telling.
I like the Rams in this one. Kind of a revenge spot for last playoffs. I don't know if they necessarily win, but I think they at least cover. I could see this one being a field goal game at the end, maybe even overtime.
Fair. I don't. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Rams money line is my most confident play of the day now. That's right, Bailey. Shit, let's keep this show going all day and do a look ahead for NFL. No. Kidding. No, we got you, Steph Gio.
This might be our longest show ever, Tim.
Yes. The Reigns of Casimir. Lions roar. No. Lions. Goff over passing yards. St. Brown touchdown. I could see all that. Rams money line. Lions fall flat first game of the season. I could see that. Can't decide if I'm going to watch the Bills or Browns game for the early games. It's a good question. I don't really think there's a wrong answer. Lions. Lions are going to crush it this year, just not tonight. Yes, sir. It's our year. Come on. Can we just chill just slightly? Yes, Bailey. Okay, you guys are going crazy with that. So you guys have fun with your Lions. Let's roll into this one, Nick, into the MLB.
Yeah, let's get it started. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Washington Nationals. Line opened up at a 155. It's down to a 150 now for Corbin and the Nationals here. Let's switch over to the baseball one there. We have this line opened up at an 8.5 minus 120. It's down to an 8.5 and minus 102. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Nationals in this game, suggesting Patrick Corbin can pitch well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 81% of the tickets and 83% of the cash is on the Pirates, and the line's moving towards the Natties. And then we have 93% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Jared Jones taking on Patrick Corbin. Corbin's been competent as of late, with a 3.12 ERA, a 1.50 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 3.81 walks per 9, a 356 BABIP, a 3.57 FIP, and a 3.99 CR. On the flip side, Jared Jones, he has pitched twice since returning from injury. Both the games were against the Chicago Cubs. Did not look good in the first one. Gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched. Looked better in the next one. Went 6 in the third. Gave up 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. I'm not high on Jared Jones in this spot. The bullpen edge goes towards the Washington Nationals. The hitting edge goes towards the Washington Nationals here. That's 102 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 74, which is 24th. I see this as the Washington Nationals are very alive in this game. And I have been backing Patrick Corbin pretty consistently as of late when he's been pitching well. And I think I'm going to do that here. Now, I don't trust Jared Jones for an under. I would lean under in this game if I'm looking at the total. But as for the side, I'm going to go full game, and I'm going to grab the Nationals at plus 140.
I'm on there with you. I've been on the Nationals this entire series, and they're going for the sweep. So I'm really happy with that. And if they don't complete the sweep, so be it. But I've been on them the entire time. So if I lose a game, I lose a game. They've been profitable for me this series. I'm jumping on them again. And when it comes to it, I think the Nationals are going to be one of those teams that you can kind of get behind to end the year. So I took the Natties plus 140 money line.
Yeah, both these bullpens are going to be taxed. They played the doubleheader yesterday. Not as bad as I thought. Oh, nope, that's the Rays. That's not the Pirates that moved on me. Nope, that's pretty bad for the Pirates. Earle Chapman threw 30 pitches yesterday. Bednar 25. Dennis Santana should be fine. He threw 9. Kyle Nicholas threw 13. He should be fine. Ryan Borucki threw 23. Moldinsky threw nothing. He threw 20 on Thursday. He should be ready. Holderman threw 16. Beeks threw 15. So their bullpen, they'll have a couple guys available. And then the Nationals, their bullpen It looks rough. 42 pitches for Kyle Finnegan yesterday. He won't be available. Tyler Rainey's thrown 38 pitches in the last 3 days. He threw 19 yesterday and 19 on Thursday. Derek Law threw 31 yesterday. Jacob Barnes threw 28 yesterday. Robert Garcia threw 25 yesterday. Jose Ferrier threw 21 yesterday. La Sorsa, Britsky, and Salazar will all be available. I am going to actually cut this down. I'm going to take a look at real quick at the first 5 because, yeah, the bullpen edge goes towards the Nationals, but I don't like the way the bullpen is rested and how this line's moved towards Pittsburgh first 5. So I guess I'm just going to stick with what I was going to do, and that's the full game money line. But, yeah, it looks like the Nationals bullpen does look kind of taxed, but the markets are suggesting that they're more live full game than they are first 5.
Heard. Washington. Corbin is no longer an auto fade. No, he is not. Total under 8.5.
I would leave first 5 just because of the vulnerability of the bullpens.
Corbin Cy Young. Both teams tired doubleheader yesterday. Yep, Corbin pitching like Mad Max recently. No, he's actually pitching. He's not injured. These odds are wide for a pick'em. Corbin is going to have to go distance too. I think he can. Happy
Corbin over
Day.
out. Worth a look.
Just the usual for Happy Patrick Corbin Day. Nerfy and the Nats first 5/full game. Corbin over his strikeouts might be the play. Not going to talk you off of it. This game has my biggest play of the day.
Yeah. And one more thing with Patrick Corbin. I believe this is the last year that he's under contract with the Washington Nationals.
I think so.
He's going to get paid, obviously not $30 million or whatever, but he's going to land with the team. And I have a feeling I know where Patrick Corbin's going to be next year. He's going to be in Kikuchi's spot in Houston.
I can see that.
And Corbin's going to be a mid-3s pitcher with the Houston Astros next year. Watch. Let's move on to the next spot here.
Totally realistic.
Yeah, I don't know. We have the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. Minus 255 for the Red Sox. It opened up at a 280 yesterday, but this line basically went from 280 to 255 with nothing in between. So I don't know how to judge that. I'm going to judge it as this line's not moved. Line opened up at a 9.5 minus 105. It's up to a 10. So they're expecting offense in this game here. Let's get into the cash flow for this game. 87% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the over. 95 and 95 on Boston. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I didn't have a pitcher for Boston. Do you have a pitcher for Boston? I have Fitz. Okay, yeah, Fitz. I have Richard Fitz. Will be making his major league debut in this game, and the Red Sox are laying 255. Interesting. He was a 6th round pitcher, 183rd overall in 2021, picked by the New York Yankees. I don't know what to expect from Richard Fitz. This is probably a bullpen game if I had to guess. But
no, he's a starter.
He's a starter?
He started 23 games this year.
I have absolutely no interest in laying this type of number with the Red Sox. I get it. It's Chris Flexen on the other side. But who the hell is Richard Fitz and why are we laying minus 255 on him? That's pretty simple pass for me in this game. That's absolutely no interest here. The over would be the only way I look, but a little public.
Well, I guess I'm on both public plays then. I took the over, 9.5. But my biggest play is on the Red Sox run line. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows why. Happy Chris Flexen Day. The White Sox have lost pretty much every single game of the season so far. They're 2-25 when he pitches.
I think he's lost 21 straight.
Huh?
I think they've lost 21 straight with him.
Not quite that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. No, 21 straight. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 in a row by the run line. Yeah, I'm on the Red Sox run line for 3 units. That's my biggest play of the day. Even with all the NFL going on, I am big on the Boston Red Sox today, Nick.
Good luck. I'm not laying that much with.
Slovakia up 2-0 early. This game is a pass. White Sox should lose every game, but they always bite you in these super predictable spots. Over seems much more realistic. Boston run line. 21 games in a row ends today. I don't think so. So let's go to this game, Nick, which, wow, what a widespread.
Yeah, but no surprise on why this is such a widespread. Look who's pitching for these Braves. It's Chris Sale versus Yariel Rodriguez. Line opened up at a 265. It's down to a 260. Line opened up at an 8 at -105. It's now an 8 at -103. So we'll move towards the under here in this spot as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game where we have, if I can find it. There we go. 92% of tickets, 94% of cash on the Braves. Lines move slightly towards the Blue Jays. And then we have, where is it? 96% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over, and the lines dropped. I'm interested a little bit in the under. The only thing that's going to keep me off the under is how these teams have been hitting as of late, which we'll get into. Yariel Rodriguez, 6.26 ERA, 1.48 whip. 8.61 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.13 walks per nine, a 3.17 BABIP, a 5.84 FIP, and a 4.34 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Chris Sale, a 1.67 ERA, a 1.22 WHIP. My screen just went black for a second there. There we go. 12.19 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%. 1.43 walks per nine, a 4.12 BABIP, a 0.96 FIP, and a 2.58 Sierra. On the flip side, for the bullpen edge, it goes towards Atlanta. The hitting edge, I think I accidentally typed in these numbers wrong. I think I accidentally flipped it, and it should be Toronto's numbers versus lefties and Atlanta's numbers versus righties, which Atlanta versus righties are 100 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to the Blue Jays versus lefties. I think I accidentally typed these in wrong because the Blue Jays were number one in baseball versus righties, but Chris Sale is very much a lefty, and the Toronto Blue Jays struggle against lefties. 76 WRC plus, which is 23rd in baseball. But actually, now does bring my interest for an under in this game. In this spot, Yariel Rodriguez, I expect him to be better. Now I'm wondering if I accidentally messed it all up and typed in all the wrong numbers. I did not. Okay, we're good there. It was just that one game I accidentally put that the Braves were facing a lefty. Okay, cool. For me, this is under or nothing, and I'm actually kind of interested in the under now that I realized that my numbers were wrong on there, and both these teams don't hit that well against them. The market's moving towards the under, the sharp money on the under. And the ultimate question for me is first five or full game. And I'm going to look at the bullpen usages and things along those lines and try to decide that. But I'm going to be on an under of some sort in this game.
I'm going to stay off this one. Hey, I made my money with the Blue Jays yesterday. I'm getting out while it's good. There's no way that the Braves lose 2 games in a row. And this is not a cash cow, correct? Good.
No, total 7.5.
Cool.
And the Lions moved against the Braves.
All right, good. I'll be rooting for the Blue Jays today, but I do not feel the need to get involved in this game. So, no, it's a Blue Jay game. I passed.
Yeah. Looks like the bullpens are pretty fresh, though. It looks like probably everybody will be available for the Blue Jays. Maybe Luis Fries is not. He threw 20 yesterday. And for the Braves, the only one I think will not be available is John Brebbia and Aaron Bummer. And maybe Grant Holmes, who threw 27 yesterday. Luke Jackson threw 5. Rafael Iglesias had the day off. So did Joe Jimenez. So did Pierce Johnson. So did Dylan Lee. Jesse Chavez threw 11 yesterday. I'm going to move on the full game under here.
Okay. Red Sox team total over? Yes. Atlanta, Jays got their win. Yeah, I was about to say. Rodriguez is bad. You guys are going to hate me, but my favorite MLB game of the day is the Reds money line. I have 2 units on it. I mean, as big as dogs as they are, fine. I'm going to be on the opposite side because I've just been on the Mets during this entire winning streak. So the Sox will probably give us fits if Boston blows flexing day. They better not. But if you like Chicago, take them first 5. Leave under. I'm going to sweat the usual Braves under.
The Braves are the best under team in baseball.
Let's head to this one, Nick, which I don't. Did I put it up on the site yet? I have not. I have not put it up on the site yet. I'm going to do that now.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are going to look at this game and think maybe this is a trap spot with the Miami Marlins being this small of a dog. But let's get into it here because I do have an explanation on why the Miami Marlins are this small of a dog. This line opened up, if this will click, that would be cool, with the Phillies as – we'll go to the cash flow first because this is not working. 77% of the tickets, 93% of cash is on the Phillies. 94, 93 is on the over in this game here. Let's see. There we go. Line opened up at a 122 for Philly. It's up to a 127. So we do have a 5-cent line movement towards the Phillies. So the big bets are coming on the Phillies. The line's moving towards them. Line opened up at 8.5 minus 105. It's down 8.5 at minus 104. So we do have a move towards the under here as well. 1 cent, though, in this game. We have the MLB debut of Seth Johnson for the Atlanta Braves. Let's take a look at, do we have anything for Seth Johnson? He was a first-round 40th overall pick from Tampa Bay. I believe he was traded to Baltimore, and then he was part of the trade that sent it wasn't Sir Anthony Domingos. It was Gregory Soto that sent Gregory Soto to the Baltimore Orioles. The return was Seth Johnson to the Phillies. On the flip side, I have no confidence in Edward Cabrera. 4.23 ERA, 1.45 WHIP, 6.51 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 4.55 walks per nine, or 275 BABIP, but 5.14 FIP, and a 5.13 CR. Bullpen edge goes towards the Phillies. Hitting edge slightly goes towards the Marlins, 107 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 106, which is 12th. The markets are moving towards Philly. I think this line is so short because it is the MLB debut of Seth Johnson, and I think he's going to pitch well in this game. So I will look for the Phillies to take care of business in this game. I'm going to be on the Phillies at minus 130.
And if the name Seth Johnson sounds familiar, he played his college days in Bowie Creek.
He's a Campbell guy.
He's a Campbell guy. We're not going to dive deep into this game. Phillies money line. It's cheap enough to bet it there. Marlins fade every single day has been one of the most profitable things. Yes, the Miami Marlins won yesterday. Good for them. They're still going to lose 100 games this year. They actually have they need to lose 11 more games to hit 100. I think they do. Philly money line. Marlins fade as usual. Over. This game is priced weird. I think we get the Phillies at a great price. It's because of the starting pitcher. Who is Gregory Soto? Bullpen pitcher. Phillies. Schwarber easy home run. And bounce back are for good teams. That is correct. Bounce backs are for good teams. Let's keep on rolling to this game, Nick.
We have the New York Mets taking on the Cincinnati Reds, the hottest team in baseball, the New York Metropolitans. Minus 200 for them, total of 8 in this game. We have Luis Severino taking on Aguiar for them. Line open up 200, still a 200. Line open up in an 8, minus 110. It's been an 8 at minus 115. So a move towards the over and no move on the side. 93% of tickets, 96% of cash on the Mets. Line's not moved. 94, 93 on the over in this one as well. We have Julian Aguilar for the Reds, which I believe is a bullpen pitcher.
I think it's a bullpen game. Yeah.
Nope. On September the 2nd, he went 2 2/3, but he's gone 4. He went 4 innings against Oakland. He went 6 innings against Pittsburgh, and he went 4 innings against Toronto. So he'll give you anywhere probably between 4 to 6 innings. And he has a 6.48 ERA, 1.50 WHIP, 4.86 strikeouts per nine, which is 12%, 3.24 walks per nine, a 255 BABIP, a 7.27 FIP, and a 5.75 CR. Severino, 3.53 ERA, 1.32 whip, 10.09 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 2.52 walks per nine, a 3.44 BABIP, a 3.76 FIP, and a 3.54 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Mets. The hitting edge goes towards the Mets, 108 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 95, which is 23rd. This is a game I did not get involved with. I'm not going to get involved with. I get it. The Mets are hot. The public is all over the Mets, and this line's not budged for me. And that's ultimately what keeps me off. And maybe it's cost me money because the market's kept me off the Mets plenty during this winning streak. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump on now. I have not been on it the whole time, and I'm not going to jump on it when they're on a 9-game win streak. It's just not going to happen. It's a no play for me.
I've been on the Mets every single game of this win streak. So I'm up big on this win streak. They've won 9 in a row, and they covered the run line in 8 out of the 9. The one game they didn't cover the run line, they were dogs, so it was not a big deal. And that was the last game in Arizona. This has just been a team that's been red hot right now. Severino has been one of the better pitchers for the Mets, and just a team that I want to keep backing because they made me a bunch of money. So not really going to try to overdo it or overthink it. Mets run line, again, for me. And if I lose one, hey, I've won 9 bets in a row with the Mets. It's not a big deal if I lose one. So Mets run line for me in this one as well.
Fair.
Wild card Mets. I think they have a shot. Line move last night on my radar. Yep, the usual ESB fade. Marlins, yep. Nerfy in the Mets first 5. Mets cash cow. No, not quite. Because the line wasn't moving. Line went down 10 cents since last night. And, we've seen that happen a couple of times when this Mets win streak, and it hasn't really meant anything. Let's go Mets. Severino's the man. That was the main reason for jumping on this one. Hey, at the end of the day, dude, you're getting a really nice price on the Reds. So
I think
Mets
the Reds
are the top 2 Nerfy teams percentage-wise.
Yeah. I'm going to really like the Reds next year.
Yeah. Line opened up at -205 on ESPN. Now it's -215 on ESPN.
Huh. It opened 200 and still 200 on BetOnline. I use BetOnline movements when I
for line movements like that, you should use a legal sports book. Because that's going to get a lot more attraction than.
I think BetOnline is a sharper book. If anything, I'd use Pinnacle if I'm not going to use BetOnline. I'm not going to use a public book like DraftKings or FanDuel. That doesn't help you personally. Okay. But we'll see. We'll keep on moving on here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 games remaining. And we are well over 2 hours. This is a fun show though, because let's get into it though. We have the Milwaukee Brewers and the Colorado Rockies. Line opened up 265, 275 now. 10-cent line movement towards the Brewers. Line opened up at an 8, -110 though. It's 7.5. So the total has taken this out of cash cow consideration. 95% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Brewers. The lines moved towards the Brewers. 88 and 78 on the over, and the lines dropped there. So let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Kyle Freeland and Freddie Peralta. Freeland had 4.65 ERA, 1.35 whip. 6.97 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 2.61 walks per nine, a 3.01 BABIP, a 4.61 FIP, and a 4.45 SIERA. On the flip side, Freddie Peralta, 3.24 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 7.02 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.51 walks per nine, a 2.44 BABIP, a 5.23 FIP, and a 4.94 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards Milwaukee. The hitting edge goes towards Milwaukee, 109 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 89, which is 27th. I lean first 5 under in this game if I'm getting involved with it. Peralta has been struggling as of late. He's projected for negative regression now, but I don't think the Rockies are generally that team that would exploit that. And Kyle Freeland's been pitching okay. I think Kyle Freeland has the pitching advantage over Freddie Peralta if you look at recent form, personally. But is this a game I'm getting involved with? No. Maybe it's a Rockies first 5 plus a half because I think this is a low variance, low scoring game, but not a play here.
No, I didn't feel the need to get involved in it either. I would have bet Brewers if they were a cash cow, but they're not. I believe the Brewers are like the second closest team to clinching a playoff spot. I believe the team with the smallest number to clinch a playoff spot is actually the Orioles. But this is a Brewers team that's been playing well all year. They should win this game. I'm not laying minus 140 on a run line, so complete stay away spot for me, Nick.
Yeah, and it's because of their division, right?
Yes, because of the division.
In the division. Because I was going to say, there's a couple teams in the National League with a better record, but they're trying to hold off teams with better records like the Braves and the Mets.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Pinnacle is the one, Nick.
Yeah, Pinnacle is probably the best one. Unfortunately, the site I use for line history does not give me Pinnacle.
There you go. Brewers cash cow cashed yesterday. It did.
Nope.
Brewers are a cash cow. No, they're not because the total is 7.5. Brewers run line. Peralta's the man. This game freaks me out. Rockies pitchers era. ERA means nothing. Have to pitch at cores. Even Scooble would have a 4 ERA if he was a Rocky.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why you don't put much stock into that. So,
not at all. Let's continue on, though. Minnesota Twins, Kansas City Royals. Royals minus 120 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this spot where we have Simeon Woods Richardson versus Michael Waka. Line open up at a minus 120. It's now 122. We have the line open up an 8.5 and minus 110. It's now an 8.5 and minus 102. So an 8-cent line movement towards the under and a 2-cent line movement towards KC. 66 and 66 on the over. The lines move towards the under a couple cents. 80% of the tickets, 72% of the cash on the Royals. The lines move towards the Royals a couple cents. We get, let's see, pitching matchup here. Simone Woods Richardson, 4.26 ERA, 1.14 whip, 7.11 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.2 walks per nine, a 2.11 BABIP, a 5.24 FIP, and a 5 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Michael Waka Flocka Flame with a 3.30 ERA, a 1.10 whip. I thought I was trying to get a little bit of a reaction out of you there. 9 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, and 1.2 walks per nine, a 3.13 BABIP, a 3.09 FIP, and a 3.64 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards Minnesota. The hitting edge goes towards KC, slightly 99 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 96, which is 20th. I am semi-interested in the Royals early because the way I look at this game, where's my biggest edge in this spot? It's Michael Waka against Simone Woods Richardson, personally. And I want to take a look at how this line's moved, and this line moves makes a lot of sense. The Royals are minus 140 for the first 5, but they're minus 120 for the full game. It tells me that they're much more alive for the first 5 than they are the full game. But minus 140 is just a little bit out of my price tag, and I generally don't like laying a half a run in the first 5. So stay out spot for me.
How about Royals going for the sweep? That's where I'm going to go. This is a Royals team that I said coming into the series are looking a lot better, and they're going for the sweep in this one. They've kind of built themselves back up in the playoff picture, so a nice little run from them. It's just a Royals team that I think has it. Obviously, I was high on them coming into the year. They're not winning the division. I'm never saying they're winning the division at this point, but this team could be an interesting playoff team when we get there. I will probably look towards them in the playoffs to maybe win the wild card round and give whoever they're going up against in the DS some trouble. I like the Royals in this one. I got them at minus 120 on the money line.
You know what's kind of funny about what you just said there, where you'll look for the Royals to maybe win a wild card round? You know who they play in the wild card right now?
The Orioles.
The Orioles.
Are the Orioles really back in the? I thought they were
lost yesterday, and the Yankees won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Orioles would be the top wild card team. They'd play the Royals, and the Twins
that's why, because there's a half game difference.
Half
game difference right now.
Yeah, and the Astros are 4 games behind the Guardians for the 2 seed. So I don't think I think the Astros are just running out of time to try to get the bye, so they'll get the Twins in the first round, and I love that matchup for the Astros. I think they sweep that easily.
Yeah, I was thinking that the Orioles were in the top of the division at the moment, but KC, Twins. This game is wild. Royals are back. Twins suck. That being said, Twins. Must-win game for Twins. It's a must-win game for the Royals, too.
Here's the thing, though. I know this sounds weird because they're in a playoff right now. I don't think this is a must-win game for the Twins because you're in the wild card regardless. You're jostling for the 5 seed, basically. Mm-hmm. Because, the Twins are struggling right now, but the teams chasing you are the Boston Red Sox, Detroit Tigers, and Seattle Mariners, who are 4, 4.5, and 4.5 behind you. And you've been struggling, and the Red Sox have been helping you out by losing games as well.
And can we be honest about something? Who would you rather play in the first round of the playoffs? Yankees/Orioles in the 3 seed? Or sorry, in the 4 seed? Or a 3-seeded Houston Astros?
I'd rather play the Yankees. I'd rather play the Orioles.
Exactly. Oh, okay. So I guess you're going after it. Well, you're more of an Astros guy.
I've said that plenty of times. Come playoff time, I'm more scared of the Astros than I am the Yankees or the Orioles.
Yeah. No, that makes sense in your case because I know. Well, how close are the Guardians? Guardians are 20 games over.
Guardians are 4 games over.
Guardians are going to get the bye. And it's
Guardians are going to get the bye. They're competing for the 1 seed still. They're a game behind the Yankees for the 1 seed.
I thought the Guardians were struggling, but I guess not. Anyways, we'll go to this game, which is kind of a 1-800 gambler at this point.
It's not because both these teams are basically.
We're starting to get to the point of the year where there's going to be games that are just irrelevant that I'll cross off my card before I even kind of look at it.
Both these teams are basically zombified at this time. Because they're like hanging on for dear life, but they're really not alive. 4.5 games out are these Seattle Mariners. For the division, though, they are 5.5.
So they're closer to the wild card at this point. That is sad.
Yeah. You want to know that? I don't know if this is sad or whatever, but the Seattle Mariners currently possess the same record as the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Line opened up at a -120. It is a -126 now. So we do have a 6-cent line movement towards Seattle in this game. I believe Seattle's going for the sweep, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Or
did they lose yesterday? I didn't pay attention to the game at all.
They lost last night 2-0.
Never mind.
I had them last night, so.
Okay, fair. Line opened up at a 7.5 -120. It's now a 7.5 and even money. So we'll move towards the under here as well. We have 35% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Cardinals. Yet the line moving towards the Mariners. 85 and 84 on the over, and the line's moving towards the under. Does appeal for an underplay here for me. Let's get into the pitching matchup here. We have Miles Mikolas taking on Luis Castillo. Castillo, 4.25 ERA, 1.14 whip, 10.5 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 2 walks per 9, a 276 BABIP, a 4.85 FIP, and a 3.28 SIERA. On the flip side, Mikolas, 6.04 ERA, 1.26 whip, 4.76 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 0.71 walks per 9, a 321 BABIP, a 3.82 FIP, and a 3.65 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Cardinals, but both these bullpens are bad right now. Hitting edge goes towards the Mariners, 111 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 102, which is 13th. I think this line's telling us everything we need to know for this total, and that is an under. Public on the over, lines dropping. I don't trust these bullpens for a full game under, though. I'm going to go with the first 5 under 4 in this spot. I'll look for Mikolas to pitch well. I'll look for Castillo to pitch well, and I'm not going to trust these bullpens because both these bullpens have really struggled as of late. Granted, very, very fresh Cardinals bullpen. Kitchers threw 18 yesterday. Hesley threw 16 yesterday. Romano threw 9. On the flip side, with the Mariners and for their bullpen, they are – where are they? Why did it just skip over them? Yes, it did. Very fresh bullpen. They used nothing yesterday. Was there a complete game for the Mariners yesterday?
I don't think so. They lost 2-0.
I see nobody pitch yesterday.
Gilbert went 8 innings, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and got the loss.
There it is. Okay.
Wow, 101 pitches.
Yep. Okay. It's a fresh Mariners bullpen. That actually is very appealing. Both these bullpens are relatively fresh.
Oh, real quick, and Logan Gilbert made one mistake yesterday by giving up two mistakes yesterday. But he had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning.
Wow, and they lost.
He gave up a double to Newbar, a home run to Pegas, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to double up on this game. I didn't think I was going to, but I'm gonna double down on this spot. I'm gonna take the first 5 in the full game under in this one because the markets are pointing towards the under. This feels very similar to the Braves Blue Jays game the other day that I took a first 5 full game under with. I pushed the first 5 at 4 and I won the full game. I look for this game to absolutely tank under. And these bullpens are 100% fresh, which they've struggled a little bit as of late, but at full strength, I think they'll be just fine. And I still think the top guns will be available in the bullpen for these two teams. So I'll go ahead. I'll take the first 5 under 4, -115 full game under 7.5, -115 as well.
I'm staying away from this game. Not touching it. I feel like there's better spots on today's card. Some games I just kind of looked at, dove into a little bit, and just didn't really like anything from it. This is one of them, so I just kind of stayed away from this game, Nick. I didn't have any real interest in it.
Fair.
I'm going to try to be quick with some of the games that we have not, that I have no interest in because 2 hours and 26 minutes already. You're getting creamed either way with so many injuries. The Twins, yeah. Lean Cardinals, Mariners, Burns get out of another mess.
He's been playing Houdini this morning a little bit. There's been a couple times where the Rays have had multiple runners on, and he's gone out of it.
Good. Even worse, the Mariners bought at the deadline, and my Tigers sold. Yeah, rough. Cardinals. Here we go. NFL. Yeah, NFL is about to start up. There you go. Going to watch the Bears game, but still here till the end of the show. Castillo, Mariners money line. Castillo's legit. I like Castillo. I do. Castillo's the man. Cardinals team total under first 5. And late NFL play, but Devontae Adams, 100-plus yards, plus 300 on FanDuel. There you go. How many cash cows? So far, one today, and it was
Orioles.
Baltimore. Let's keep on rolling. This one's definitely not a cash cow.
Nope. We have the Chicago Cubs and the New York Yankees. The Yankees -155 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. It got up to a 9 when I typed this up this morning. It opened up at a 9 down to an 8.5. The 8.5 is juiced towards the over. Line opened up at a 160 down to a 158. So an 8-cent line movement here towards the towards the Cubbies in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one, where we have 70% of the tickets and 58% of cash on the over. Line's dropping. Very appealing there. 87 and 97 on the over in this one here. We have Garrett Cole taking on Jamison Tyone. Cole, 1.59 ERA, 1.13 whip, 11.44 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%. 3.49 walks per 9, a 288 BABIP, a 2.73 FIP, and a 3.38 Sierra. Jamison Tyone, 5.16 ERA, 1.21 whip, 6.37 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 1.52 walks per 9, a 277 BABIP, a 4.47 FIP, and a 4.29 Sierra. Bullpen edge goes towards the Cubs. Both these bullpens have been decent. Hitting edge goes towards the Cubs, 122 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to the Yankees, which is 116, which is 8th. Taking a look at the bullpens in this game, because I'm interested in a under in this game. Looks a little bit taxed on the Cubby side. Sean Armstrong thrown 35 pitches in the last 2 days. Keegan Thompson threw 31 on Friday. Trey Wingener threw 29. Drew Smiley threw 25. Tyson Miller threw 18. Roberts, Pearson, Hodge will all be available for this game. So a little bit taxed on the Cubby side. On the Yankees side in this game, did they throw a complete game yesterday?
Who?
the Yankees, because nobody threw at all yesterday. Luke Weaver had 25 on Friday. Cousins 23.
No, hold on. Nobody in the bullpen did. It went Clark Schmidt for 4 2/3 and Nestor Cortez for 4 1/3. It was 2 pitchers the entire game.
Wow. Okay. I'm interested in this under, and I would like to move on the full game under on this spot. The Cubbies, I like their bullpen. It's a little taxed, but I like their bullpen. And the Yankees is completely fresh. So I see them being able to piece together a nice little bullpen effort after Garrett Cole. And this line's gone from a 9 to an 8.5 with the public on the over. This is an under spot for me. I'm going to move on the full game under. I'm going to shop around to try to find the best number. So I'm hoping for a 9. I'm hoping 9s are still available out there. They are not. Okay. That actually makes me like it a little bit more. Under 8.5 minus 115 bet, ESPN bet.
I will say the Cubbies were making a nice little push towards the wild card until they were about to get swept by the Yankees. They lost the first 2 games of the series, and they have not scored a run. 3-0 and 2-0 so far. I am going to jump on the Yankee run line. This Cubs run for a little bit was fun, but they're not coming anywhere near any of the other teams. They're starting to struggle again. No offensive production. Now they're going up against Garrett Cole, who's, as much as I hate him, one of the best pitchers in baseball. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Yankees here. Even money on the run line. I think the Cubs are going to start to struggle again.
Yeah. They had their nice, easy schedule that helped them get back in the running. But,
although they had the Yankees, and then they head to Dodgers. Oh boy. Then they get Colorado, Oakland, Washington, Philly, Cincinnati. So they have a schedule to do it later on, but they needed to take 2 out of 3 here. So not going to happen. I like the over. The series needs some runs. For the Yankees series, I could see it. Yankees sweep, wind blowing out, another under. I think the Cubs are sneaky here. Cubs have scored 0 runs so far on the Yankees. That is true. And now they have to hit against Garrett Cole. Cole is known to have some blow-ups. He definitely could. Portugal, money line, and the over 2.5. Let's get it. I will say, if the Yankees lose and I lose my play, I'm totally okay with that.
My number suggests that Tyone pitches well here. And I can trust Cole to pitch well as well.
If the Cubs go scoreless all series, that would be kind of cool. No, but yeah, Cubs upset. I mean, if they're upset about the game, then they should play better. So, let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have. I accidentally there we go. We have the Texas Rangers and the LA Angels minus 170 for the Rangers, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, where it opened up at a 170. It's a 168 for Texas, so a 2-cent line movement towards these Angels. We have this line opening up at an 8.5 minus 110. It's now an 8.5 and minus 105. So we have a move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow with 83 and 83 on the over, the line dropping a couple cents. 90% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the Rangers, with the line moving towards the Angels a couple cents. We have Caden Dana taking on Andrew Heaney in this one here, where we have Heaney, a 3 ERA, 1.21 whip, 11.25 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 2.25 walks per 9, a 3.23 BABIP, a 3.44 FIP, and a 3.24 SIERA. On the flip side, Caden Dana making his second career start. He pitched against the Mariners in his first game, went 6 innings, 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. I expect those walks to go down, though, because I do expect Caden Dana to pitch okay in this game. Both these bullpens are ass, and these teams are below average hitting. 99 WRC plus, which is 17th against righties for the Rangers. 92, which is 17th against lefties for the Angels. It's under or nothing for me, and it'd be first 5 under or nothing for me is the way I would approach this game. It's a 4.5, which is interesting, and the line has moved. It opened up at a 5 on Bet Online, juice towards the under. Now it's a 4.5, juice towards the under. here. I'm actually very interested in this first 5 under. I might pull the trigger on it.
I'll be quick with this one. Pass. 100 gambler. These two teams are no longer in it. I'm never laying minus 170 on the Rangers. I don't want to deal with the Angels on the road. So I'm going to be quick with some of these games. Pass. Not even remotely interested.
I'm going to move on this first 5 under.
Angels money line. They want to play better. They play way better to lefties Nito and Ward Cook. I remember watching Nito in in college. Titans look useless. Everything is still 0-0. I'm still waiting on the first score. LA Angels money line. Good luck. I do have a play in this game, and I did a rapid fire or a round table. First touchdown of the Sunday is the New Orleans Saints.
That's not the way I wanted to start my NFL Sunday, but it is what it is. Angels Rangers first 5 under 4.5 minus 110 for me in that last game. Let's get into this one here. The Detroit Tigers and the Oakland Athletics. It's a pick'em, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, where it opened up at a 107 to 105, so a 2-cent line movement towards Detroit. Line opened up at even money for 8.5, and it's now plus 105 for 8.5. So we'll move towards the under here as well. I don't have a. Do you have a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers? Because I got this. I was undecided.
No, I don't.
But yet there's a line for it.
I do not. I think it's a bullpen game.
I'm going to pass. I don't have any numbers on a Detroit pitcher, and I have no interest in this game.
I did take Oakland. And I just want to keep backing this Oakland Athletics team. They're going to be a team that they're going to be scrappy down the stretch. They're going to try to play out the last season in Oakland for their fans. That's the way I kind of do it, especially home games. I would be more inclined to backing them in home games rather than road games. But I'm still bigly invested in the Oakland Athletics to have a good rest of the season. They've been one of the best teams in the in the American League since the All-Star break. So just a team that I want to keep backing.
Fair. Not a game I'm getting involved
Texas could become cash cow.
No.
Butler over bases. Yes, Butler over bases. That's been a staple. I'm actually going to go add that to my CapperTek now. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, 3 games left. San Diego, Padres, San Francisco Giants. We have the Padres minus 205, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. Line opened up 205. It's down to a 185. So we have a decent move towards the San Francisco Giants. Line opened up at an 8.5 at even money. It's now an 8.5 minus 105. It did dip down to an 8 for a split second. But it's gone back up and it's moved towards the over. 88% of the tickets, 91% cash on set over. 89 and 91 on the Padres, yet this line's moving towards the Giants. This is another game where I had undecided as the pitcher for the Giants. And we do have a pitcher for them now. It is Spencer Bivens, which is a bullpen pitcher. So it's a bullpen game here for the Giants. Against Joe Musgrove. Musgrove 1.30 ERA, 0.8 whip, 8.78 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 1.95 walks per nine, a 232 BABIP, a 2.1 FIP, and a 3.52 SIERA. Bullpen edge towards the Padres, hitting edge towards the Padres, 118 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 81, which is 28th. No interest for me. None. I lean Giants, but I don't know if I can really trust them on the on the road with a bullpen game.
I would love to see the Giants win again. That'd be great because the more that Arizona and San Diego can lose, that'd be a lot of fun to hopefully maybe even get a wild card game in Citi Field. But I would lean. I feel like San Diego should win this one. Am I going after it? No. Musgrove is a guy that's going to be. He's been solid when he has pitched this year, so not a pitcher that I want to fade necessarily. It would be a lean towards the Padres, but nothing really going on in this game for me.
Fair.
Still no other scores in the NFL so far, so there you go.
None.
Tigers money line, they're still favored without being named a pitcher. No. The Padres smash and 7-0 Saints. Yes, I see that. Let's go to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Cleveland Guardians and the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers 155 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 158, got up to a 165, back down to a 158. So no line movement here on the side. And this line opened up 8.5 minus 110, dipped down to an 8 for a second, back up to an 8.5, and it's moved 10 cents towards the over in this game here with 78% of tickets and 80% of cash on the over. 91 and 92 on the Dodgers, and the line's not moving. They are not afraid of your Dodger money whatsoever in this game. And we have Tanner Bybee taking on Jack Flaherty. Bybee, 3.95 ERA, 1.24 whip, 9.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.3 walks per nine, a 3.01 BABIP, a 4.25 FIP, and a 3.80 SIERA. On the flip side, Flaherty, 3.86 ERA, 1.36 whip, 10.95 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 2.89 walks per nine, a 3.29 BABIP, a 4.62 FIP, and a 3.53 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Guardians, and the hitting edge goes towards the Dodgers. 123 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 90, which is 26. It's what do you call it? It is the money line for me for the for the Guardians. All the money on the Dodgers. The line not budging whatsoever. So Guardians for me, and I like Bybee. So
I don't touch Dodger games all that often. Bybee is one of the most profitable pitchers in baseball, so he's got that going for him, but not anything that I felt like I needed to get involved with. I feel like I have plenty of action on my card. I might look at the Sunday Night Baseball game. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm not going to touch this Guardians-Dodgers game.
Fair. I'm getting plus 140 with the Guardians.
There you go. Thanks for the show. Of course, Stop Geo. Let's get it. Indians money line. Flaherty is good. So the Guards have seen Flaherty a lot, but it seems to be shows in Dodger Stadium. They've seen him a lot, but they also played. That's when he pitched in Detroit. So be careful with that. By the way, 3-0 Falcons. 3-0 Falcons. Do you see what the Dodgers put 6 runs up on Williams and took him out in the first innings? Yes, we did.
Yes, it was unfortunate.
LA run line, the over. Flaherty matches up perfect against Bybee. I'm fine with trusting Dodgers, and Flaherty is the new Kershaw. I don't know about that. Nick, we have finally reached the last game of the day.
Yep, we have the Houston Astros and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Astros looking to break out them brooms on the Diamondbacks, who are now all of a suddenly a game and a half out of a playoff spot potential, or a game and a half from being out of a playoff spot after they were up, I think, 4 games on the Braves earlier.
They were up 7 games on the Mets 10 days ago.
Yeah. This line opened up at a 140. It's down to a 132. Line opened up in an 8 at minus 120. It's an 8 at minus 114. So a move towards the under and a move towards these Diamondbacks with 85% of tickets, 65% of cash on the Astros. Very, very appealing Arizona in this game. 90% of tickets and 87% of cash on the over, and this line dropping as well. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here where we have, if it'll load, Ryan Nelson taking on Justin Verlander. Ryan Nelson, a 2.48 ERA, a 0.89 whip, 9.64 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 1.1 walks per nine, a 2.41 BABIP, a 3.8 FIP, and a 2.96 ERA. On the flip side, Verlander's not look good. A 6.75 ERA, up 1.70 whip, 7.36 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 3.68 strikeouts per nine, or walks per nine, a 3.67 BABIP, a 3.66 FIP, and a 5 SIERA. Bullpen edge towards Arizona. Hitting edge towards Arizona, 128 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 118, which is sixth. And I am very interested in Arizona in this game. The way the market is moving in this game, lines moving towards them. Public is all over the Astros in this spot. They have the hitting advantage. They have the pitching advantage. They have the bullpen advantage. Arizona, the only thing the Astros have here is the home field edge. And for me, I'm going to look for the Diamondbacks to avoid the sweep here. And I'm getting plus 115 for plus 115 for them here. I'm going to take the Arizona Diamondbacks to wrap up my night.
All right, we'll be against each other at the end of the night. Give me the Astros for the sweep. I'm probably on the public play, but the Astros have looked great, and Arizona has fallen apart. As I mentioned, they were up 7 games on the Mets in 10 days, and they lost that lead in 10 days. They've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 4 out of 6, 9 out of 12. So this is an Arizona team that's struggling now, and I think their struggles continue. I think Verlander has a good game, and Astros finish off the sweep today, Nick.
Good luck.
And
I don't hate seeing them win, so that'd be fine. I wouldn't mind getting closer and closer to cashing that divisional future, but I don't see that as a game they'll do that tonight.
Touchdown Arizona. They're up 7-0 on Buffalo. Field goal for the Saints. They're up 10-0. Field goal for the Texans. They're up 3-0. Field goal for the Giants. They're up 3-0.
All right.
And that is all the games for today. Woof. 2 hours and 45 minutes. What a fucking show. Have a good day, guys. You too, Bailey. Over 8. D-backs money line. They need to turn it around quick. They do. Houston is a hard park to win in. That it is. D-backs pitching is weakness is pitching, which I would never thought I would have said in the beginning.
Ryan Nelson looks awesome though.
Yeah, he does. That is all the games for today. We're gonna kind of wrap this up quickly because but all of our recap stuff is on the CapperTek. We're gonna put our links there. Make an account, follow, and you get all of the plays that you get a week's worth of my plays if you go and follow me on CapperTek today. And I'll be doing that for a little while. So if you guys want all the recap and stuff, every single thing that I'm on, go over to CapperTek, make an account, follow me there, and I'll send you a week worth of plays there. But that's going to pretty much do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We will see you guys back here again in the next one. Outro. Peace out, guys.